Hey! Hey!
We got like 3 months of backup coming in here now.
I think that made me sick.
I felt sick just you doing that. Like, my throat hurted just for you.
Yeah, we're back! This is Enter Tournament of Champions podcast, the one and only podcast. I don't know, I haven't done the math or checked Google. That takes our favorite in all mediums of entertainment, puts them in a tournament against each other until there's one survivor and there's a champion. There's a champion.
And if somebody else does that, they probably stole it or whatever.
Yeah, they stole it from us.
Yeah.
If somebody like, I don't know, like Disney or something puts out a video and they're like, yeah, we're going to do a tournament, I'll be like, hey, guys, you should give me credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Residuals.
Our hit podcast, check out how many subscribers we have. So, Disney.
Yeah.
Our racist podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
There's sometimes where I'm like, do I tell people I'm on a podcast or do I just not?
Yeah.
And I usually opt for the latter. That's a smarter move. They may figure out
some things about me that they don't like.
Yeah, there's definitely, we're problematic. We're not problematic boys.
We're not Boy Scouts.
Yeah. We're edgy as fuck.
Yeah, we're edgelords for sure.
Yeah. For sure. 3 edgy, 5 me. All right. So the topic this week is the long-awaited. We've been putting it off forever because we just had to do a lot of catch-up. But also because life. Because it's live.
Yeah.
It's American life.
That's live.
It's life, baby.
1988 movies. This is the last of the 10-year whatever the fuck type of thing.
Our look back series.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Because it's not like, I don't know, did any good games come out in 1988? I have no fucking idea.
Well, let me tell you, on my Atari, there were some good ones.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
You got Super Mario Brothers 3. Played that shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. It's no big deal. It's just one of the greatest games of all time. Final Fantasy 2. Super Mario Brothers 2 came out that year somehow as well.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense, but I guess they were
they turned games around pretty quick back then. Dragon Quest 3, we still get those games. Dragon Quest, everybody.
Mega Man was fun.
Final Fantasy 2.
Mega Man's fun.
Double Dragon
what is
2.
This?
That was
Super
my shit.
Contra. This is a good year, man. Super Contra was awesome.
I loved Super Contra.
Yeah, Zelda 2. Ninja Gaiden, man. I mean,
Ninja Gaiden was...
These are good. This is a good year.
Okay, well, then we fucked up. What are we doing? Why are we doing movies?
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Ghosts and Goblins is great, too. I mean, we probably...
movies, man.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Man, Super Contra. What a... Man, I got memories, man. Of my brother and my dad doing speed runs of that game all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hardcore, man. That game's hard, man.
Yeah, I know. They knew. They got it down to like a rhythm of like...
Well, that's what it was. It was all memorization back then.
Exactly. So 1988 movies, the drill is we're each going to individually provide our top 10. We're, without context, really. We're just going to list them out, 10 through 1. And then at the end of that, we're going to put them in a tournament. I think at that point, we'll decide if we want to do 16 seed or less, because I'm okay with either way. Either way's fine.
We may not have as much crossover. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll have time. I don't know. Maybe go to Home Depot. I don't know if we'll have time.
Nice little Saturday.
Yeah. Nice little Saturday. Fuck. So the starting order is going to be Kyle, you're going to do your 10, and then I'm going to do mine, and then it's Jard. And then it's J. Dutch Vandertine.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
By the way,
I don't do a good Dutch. I do a good Arthur, not a good Dutch.
Do the Arthur.
I insist.
Hey there, mister.
That's pretty good. I like that. No, that's good.
You lot doing all right?
Oh, by the way, our names are. My name's Jeff. I'm joined by Kyle and JD.
Hi.
You will learn our names because of the way we call each other out. So, figure it out. We're not going to hold your hand. We're like the Red Dead Redemption 2 of podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Where you got to figure shit out on your own.
You got to go listen to the first episode where we're on a mountain, and then that'll teach you everything.
Yeah, right.
Just go to the first one.
Okay, actually, that's like the first 4, actually.
Well, yeah, it's a long time. It's like 4 hours. Yeah. Oh, good.
Sorry. So I lost my train of thought for a second because I wanted to go on. Wanted to talk about Red Dead Redemption for like a second, but I'm not going to. I'm going to avoid that because our games of the year are coming up. So
yeah. Hey, and that
the game's okay.
Game's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Mister.
You're not
Hey,
doing
Miss
all right.
Good boy.
That's a good girl.
What a good boy.
Oh, fuck.
You seen any Pinkertons around here?
You're no Driscoll.
Hey, mister. Oh, sorry.
Fire lady.
Oh, the Pinkertons one got
go
me.
down to Saint Denis. Like, fuck. Okay, let's do it.
All right. So, Kyle, what's your 10 through 1 for 1988?
My starting with number 10 is Scrooged. My number 9 is Good Morning Vietnam. My number 8 is Big. My number 7 is Die Hard. My number 6 is Rain Man. My number 5 is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. My number 4 is Beetlejuice. My number 3 is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. My number 2 is Grave of the Fireflies. My number 1 is Akira.
Nice.
Got very Japanesey at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder where your favoritism leans. To this
I don't
country or another, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe they should take me away or something.
No, not a real patriot. All
Yeah,
right.
not a real patient.
You can tell how little you care about America because Good Morning Vietnam is 9th.
I know, right. and then like 3 is all about a fictional world too. It's about Toontown, so it's like where do my loyalties lie though?
Oh yeah, and number 2 as well is it's very anti-America.
I mean, it's not like
people could take that away, but
It's not as anti-American as First Man was, right?
Yeah,
like
obviously.
Without that flag scene. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
who doesn't bring up the flag?
Yeah.
That
Clearly
took a potentially great movie and made it shit by not having the flag scene.
Completely.
You know what? I just won't even see it anymore.
Yeah,
It's
not
worth it.
Not
Yeah,
worth
it's
it.
worth not seeing it.
Totally.
All right. So my 10 through 1. Here we go. All right. My number 10 is Midnight Run. My number 9 is Akira. My number 8 is Bull. It's Bull Durham.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm saying that. Like
What are you doing?
Like I'm like trying not to throw up. Bull Durham. My number 7 is Die Hard. Sorry, America.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. We both have it at 7. Sorry too. I don't know.
My number 6 is Last Temptation of Jesus H. Christ.
That's his middle initial.
Wow.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah, we all know it.
Number 5 is actually my top 5 is like the exact same of JD's unless he made some last minute changes. My number 5 is Rain Man.
Okay.
Number 4 is Big.
Yep.
And number 3 is Grave of the Fireflies.
Yep.
That's good.
Number 2 is Beetlejuice.
Wow.
Beetlejuice. And number 1 is Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yep. Samesies.
Yeah. Wow.
That's fucking nuts.
Well, JD, you don't even need to go then. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I do. I got something to say. All right.
I like that JD's list is like it's like a little bit of both of because you have a lot of the same ones that Kyle does.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
What does he have like? Like Scrooge in Vietnam?
Actually, we synced up on Scrooge in Vietnam.
Nice, nailed it.
The one that I didn't get to, and I've seen it before, but was Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I really should have watched that.
Oh man, it's a treasure.
You mother.
Yeah.
You mother.
Well, I love it.
I don't think my totally legal download didn't finish because it's like a really old ass movie and like 3 people.
It's a hard one. It's a hard to download movies in 1998. By download, I mean
leave my computer on for a week to download this movie. Like no, I'm all right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That is one ugly motherfucker. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know why I said that.
Good. It was good.
JD, what's your 10 through 1?
Well, before I say my list, I got to preface it that even though I love these movies, and I think you guys can agree that none of them did anything for me.
Yeah. Obviously.
So let's just get that out of the way.
It's implied.
Number 10 is Scrooged. Number 9 is Good Morning Vietnam. That was terrible. I put Akira at number 8.
You'll hate Japan. I get it. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, we hate it.
I mean, anime is it's not my bag, baby, but I appreciate it. Let's see, I got to do a weird name. What number is this? Number 8. Durham. Durham.
I barely know what movie y'all are talking about when y'all are doing that.
It's about Burr.
There's Burr. That's number 7.
Great baseball game.
Oh yeah, no wonder I was just like, oh, that baseball movie. Yeah, I'm not fucking watching that.
Number 6 is the best Christmas movie of all time, Die Hard.
We almost all synchronize on Die Hard, and also we all don't love Die Hard. That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, like, I do love it, actually.
But it's not your. If you loved it to be your number, you know what I mean? Like, you had other number one.
Yeah,
like, you had other movies this year that you just treasured way more. You know, that
Beetlejuice and Roger Rabbit were like movies that I watched pretty much when they came out. Like, my family like let me watch Beetlejuice and Roger Rabbit. I mean, it's cartoon, so they didn't care that it was
like Die Hard's in a lot of people's top 10 of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's
it's
crazy to me, but whatever.
And then the rest of the table is just like Jeff's: Rain Man 5, Big 4, Grave of Fireflies 3, Beetlejuice 2, and Roger Rabbit numero uno. Man,
nice.
You like Japanese stuff just enough, the two of you, when it makes you cry. I get it.
Hey, I was just moved,
enough,
man. And this was like
it's moving.
This was in the middle of some really deep Red Dead Redemption shit too. So maybe that
emotions were a stirring.
Yeah, I mean, like I just got like the big news or whatever. I was like, this is just sad, man.
Well,
like,
I cry all the time, so that was nothing new for me. Like I cry. I think I cried like 6 times, like watching Creed 2, and there wasn't even anything as powerful as anything that happened in the first Creed. So what the fuck is going on with me? Is a bigger problem.
I started crying at Stars Born when the song started. Like,
all right, so we're a bunch of big babies. I get it.
Oh my god, here it is.
I cry when I watch the same episode of Scrubs for the 100th time. You know, like I get it, guys. You know,
that's
like,
me with How I Met Your Mother. When Barney and his daughter for like the first time.
Yeah, I cry every time.
Man, every time. It's never
hard.
Even if I just watch that scene by itself and I have no like pretense
context for it, it's hard. I'm crying right now. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
You know what? Let's just move on. Not that any of those things that make me cry do anything for me on a.
No, none of these things do. They don't do anything for me.
Right. Shit. All right. So, I mean, sorry to Kyle that our like number 1 through 5 more or less is gonna be very well. I mean, aside from like Akira and stuff, I mean, me and JD are gonna have like run of the house, I guess, with the top.
Yeah, I don't mind what of these great movies.
Yeah, these are all terrible movies. Yeah,
these amazing movies that shaped my childhood. That's what you're talking about, Roger Rabbit and Beetlejuice and stuff like that. How dare you? How dare you guys?
I'm gonna start
you monsters.
Roger Rabbit is number 1. Beetlejuice.
Just don't write it down 3 times. Don't do that.
Can you not say it 3 times in a row either?
There's no room for that.
Beetle drink? Beetle glass?
Beverage?
Beetle beverage. It's spelled in the movie. That's a whole other layer of the joke to it. I'm like, goose?
Beetle Geis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was like a joke, like in the movie itself. Like he was trying to get people to say it.
Right.
Yeah. It's clever, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Guys, it's really clever, okay?
Yeah, it is.
Then Grave of the Fireflies. Let me just put something. What's that Firefly song? How does that go? Something. I don't know the words.
Something.
I like to make myself
almost have
believe.
zero.
When planet Earth moves slowly.
John Mayer covered it. I'm just kidding. So Kyle hates Big apparently. So
yeah,
I'm gonna.
Is that at number 7?
That is not true. I just have not seen that movie in a long time.
It's really, is that at
number 7 for Kyle? Is that below the Kyle line of hate? The official established.
It is at number 8. It is under Die Hard, which we already addressed that we don't love. So.
I put Akira at 4 because it just makes sense that it's like so high for you, and yeah. It just
you don't have to do that, but that's fine.
Well, too late. Just did. I already wrote it. I don't know how the backspace key works. So.
Okay, whatever.
don't have backspace. Like that's the thing.
I deleted my backspace key. Just
Did you delete the arrow and the delete key because you can manipulate that?
That too. I removed it.
God damn it!
Surgically removed from my keyboard.
That's
what else
so ironic.
Is there?
You deleted your ability to delete.
Yeah, I guess we can just do the rest like in order. Big, and then fucking Rain Man. Rain Man's really good.
Yeah. Definitely Rain Man. Definitely.
And yeah, Dustin Hoffman's really good in that, and Tom Cruise is really good.
Definitely. He's not wearing any boxers. Definitely not.
I just like it when he sits on the edge of the bed casually while Tom Cruise is that girl.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Sure. It's good stuff.
She's very attractive too. I don't know how Tom Cruise landed some clearly 100% French lady, but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's fine. It's fine.
Dude, he's Tom fucking Cruise, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Xenu provided.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, which JD hates.
Just haven't seen it in a long time, man.
Yeah, you just hate it.
Sorry. Yeah, I do. I despise it. It wouldn't have done anything for me anyway.
Yeah,
had I watched it. So.
Zero things do anything.
I mean,
What's
you
the
would have
point?
laughed and it would have, you had a good time, but it wouldn't have personally done anything for you.
Yeah, I know. So I just wrote it off.
I guess we should put Die Hard in here. I'm just trying to trigger the haters, basically. Or not the haters, but like the lovers of it. That's number 8.
It's a pretty good action movie.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I think the hype for it maybe lowered it in my eyes. I saw it after the hype. But
yeah,
it was just
same
the
here.
fact.
But I think like everybody's overwhelming love for it. I'm like, you guys, let's fucking chill out a little bit.
Just calm down. Let's take a fucking chill pill, please.
You're like, no, it's like the great. I'm like, yeah. I mean, it inspired a really interesting template for like action movies and like bad guys and stuff like that. Like, I'll give you that. But like when people are like, no, it is like to this day. Like, you guys seen The Raid? Like, come on, like. Let's chill out a little bit on like the best action movie.
The Raid and The Raid 2 are on Netflix now, so nobody has a fucking excuse.
Oh my God, they are?
Yeah.
I gotta stop recording. I'm gonna go watch those again.
Yeah, they're
like the
they are
16
both
millionth
fucking
time.
out there, man.
God, along with The Night Comes for Us.
So
like,
Gareth Evans must like have worked that in.
Holy
maybe.
shit! Along with The Night Comes for Us on Netflix. That's
great movie.
Pretty fucking incredible.
Super good.
Yeah,
might be talking about it in a month. That's how much I liked it.
Man. Oh yeah, when we're talking about the worst movies of 2018, yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
So I already put Bull Durham. I'm looking for commonalities now. Good Morning, Nam. Good Morning, Nam. Hold on.
Nom.
Nam. Did it. So Vietnam. Scrooged. McDuck.
Okay.
Get that reference. All right. Man, I guess we could fill out I'm at number 12.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
So let me put my bullshit in there. Last Temptation of Christ. I'm literally just going to write Christ.
Jesus.
Get it?
I don't.
Christ.
I don't get it.
Jesus. It's a Jesus movie. Jesus Christ.
I can't
God,
wait.
I said I don't get it. God.
I can't wait till we cross that one out of the tournament. Get it? Because
I can't wait till we nail the final nail. Hit the final nail in that movie. I don't know. Can't wait till we hang that one up out to dry.
I can't wait to see a deity starve on. I don't have anything. I'm sorry.
I can't wait until another movie gets Crown of Thorns a champion or something.
Man, y'all are on a roll. What the hell?
Whatever.
I can't wait till it Mary Magdalene. I got nothing.
Close.
All right, so now I'm at 14, 15, and 16. And I have several honorable mentions, and I know you guys have seen quite a few movies.
I like Midnight Run, by the way. That was just on the outside of my 10. That was fun.
That's a really fun movie. And De Niro is just like top form comedy De Niro. Like,
will you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Like, that's like his
hey, I got
line.
2 words for you. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't make any sense.
That's more than 2 words.
And they just cut to the next scene after that. Oh, man. I have a funny story about that movie whenever we get to it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really fucking funny how they came across casting each other. or casting, I guess, Grodin specifically, because De Niro was already on board for this movie. It was like his baby, along with the writer and director, which is surprising because you're like, oh, comedy, really? Okay.
Yeah.
We all seen Land Before Time. Movie's too short and it's pretty good. His parents died. That's fucking
I like
sad.
Land Before Time. Yeah, it's all right.
What else is there?
I would have really petitioned for They Live if I watched it recently, but I just haven't seen it soon. I was like, I remember as a kid loving it.
I didn't
watch
get
it
a
in
chance
school
to
on
watch
rainy
it.
days a lot.
I watched a little bit of Young Guns, and it would be good if it weren't so fucking 80s.
Yeah,
Like it's a Western, but then there's like 80s guitar in it, and you're like, what the fuck is this doing in this movie?
Oh, that's weird.
It makes no sense. Also,
Yeah,
Billy the
turns me
Kid is a fucking dick, so I don't know. I have a problem with that. He's just like killing people and laughing. It's just weird. Anyway,
The kid probably was a dick,
Yeah,
We don't know.
yeah, he was like notably a dick. Just shot people for the fuck of it.
Well, then there we go.
We could put in movies that I hate that I've seen. Bloodsport, Cocktail, and Heathers can go fuck themselves. I'm sorry for everybody that loves those movies.
I've never seen Bloodsport, and people to this day are like, "Man, you like martial art movies? You want to go see Bloodsport?" I think that ship sailed, man. I think I don't think I could watch that movie and probably
the first
appreciate it.
20 minutes alone, I'm like rolling my eyes so hard at that movie.
Is that a Van Damme movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can go back and watch like 26 like Chambers of Shaolin and stuff like that, but like the old 60s and 70s like hard Chinese like Hong Kong like martial arts movies, but like man, I cannot like some of those 80s movies, martial art movies specifically, and some of the Van Damme movies. They're too much for me. And the corniness.
Yeah, never into them.
Fish Called Wanda is really good, but you guys.
Oh, man.
Didn't see that one.
Naked
Yeah,
Gun. I'm putting Naked Gun in here.
Naked
Naked Gun
Gun's
is
good.
great. Yeah, what a good comedy.
That introduced me to like a whole style of comedy. That movie, because obviously I was like too young by that point to have seen like I don't know, other shit like Blazing Saddles and stuff. Like but yeah, Leslie Nielsen comedy just always fucking gets
I
me
wonder.
good.
I wonder if that Leslie Nielsen movie was something I saw before Mel Brooks movie. I don't know what the order was there for me.
I don't know. Spaceballs was pretty early for me.
Same here, but I don't know if it was earlier than Naked Gun though, because I remember. Oh man, I don't know because I don't.
Tough, man.
It's tough. Yeah,
It's tough.
I was if you're a kid, you don't know.
They still didn't do anything obviously for us, so obviously.
Yeah, of course.
No.
I mean,
Especially
let's not get carried away.
encourage us to start a
when you
podcast.
think about it, does anything great really do anything for you? I mean, like
Never.
ever?
Oh boy.
No, it doesn't, and they don't, and they won't.
I guess I should mention some other ones that are good. I still haven't put one in for 16 yet, but I did put in Land Before Time and Naked Gun. And both of you guys,
I like 8 Men
JD
Out.
and I has seen we've seen 8 Men Out. We could do that one.
That's a good one, man.
Fuck it.
That's like
Cares,
one
it's
of the
16
bigger
anyway.
moments in the history
Of Burspur.
just on context alone.
Yeah.
Burr.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. And it's funny that I don't like the sport of baseball, but I could watch movies about it and be like,
Yeah,
enthralled.
I know. That does weird me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
I'm weirded out by
I
that.
think we had talked about baseball movies or whatever, like when we like reconnected or whatever, and then you were like, "Yeah, but I fucking hate baseball," and I just couldn't.
Baseball bores
Like,
the
I-
shit out of me.
Yeah, I get it.
I like Brewster's Million. That's my favorite baseball movie.
Moneyball's really
Brewster's
good.
Million.
Brewster's Million. Yeah, man.
Oh man, I've never seen that.
What?
Yeah.
Look at that cast and tell me you don't want to watch it right now.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Literally pull it up right now and let me know that you're not interested in that cast at all.
I mean, I just don't think I've ever heard of it. Holy shit!
yeah, holy
What
shit is
the
right, my
fuck?
friend. Yeah,
Yeah, you sold me at Richard Pryor and John Candy.
yeah. You first and second build. Yeah, it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous people in there.
Oh, Rick Moranis is there. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's fun.
Go watch that movie if you like baseball movies. That's fun.
Oh, this is like the most Jewish name ever. Tova Feldsche. Feldsche.
There goes our
That's a
Jewish
good
audience.
Jewish. That's a great Jewish name.
Richard Pryor, Sir Jonathan Candy. I just made that up.
Stephen Collins, that the guy that was like raping people when he was doing Seventh Heaven. That's cool.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
that guy is really he's a treasure. All right.
Oh, thanks. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
The dad on Seventh Heaven
Yeah.
was apparently like a very like big molester type person.
What?
Yeah.
This happened before Me Too was cool, so it like most people have
People
probably
forgot.
forgotten.
It'll get reignited on Twitter one day. Whenever he
One day.
I don't know,
Yeah,
Whenever he
Gets out
tries
of
to start
jail,
a
I
new show
guess?
or
I don't
something.
know.
Oh, I
Yeah.
guess he's in jail. Good. That's good.
or something. He's somewhere. He's somewhere not in the show business. That's what matters. All right, here we go. All right, hey,
Wait,
round one.
I was gonna say I also enjoy the movie Earth Girls Are Easy, and I think Child's Play came out that year, so that was a thing that happened.
I never saw
cool.
that, but people that are throwing a fit about it being rebooted without the guy who was involved in Child's Play and all the sequels, they need to stop acting like that's like a pinnacle of cinema. Like, let's calm down. It's Child's Play.
No, Child's Play is kind of dumb. It's
Yeah.
really dumb horror.
Yeah.
It's a scary concept, but like that's as far as it goes.
They're like, oh, I have no interest
hey,
in seeing it without the guy who created it. I'm like, yeah, you do. Yeah, I mean, 'cause
Goosebumps
it's
wrote the
stupid.
same story, guys.
Dude,
You know, like it's not a highbrow like concept or
Yeah.
anything like
not
that. So.
fucking Ghostbusters or something. Where like, come on.
All right, so round one is by the way, the other ones I liked were The Accused, which is, I mean, that's really heavy though. It's hard to recommend that, but Jodie Foster gets raped in that one, and it's pretty brutal and fucked up. But it's Me Too before Me Too, basically, many years ago.
Gotcha.
A Cry in the Dark is about the dingo ate my baby story.
What?
And that's
the
fucking
Seinfeld
crazy.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie is wild. Because especially because like decades later, they like, I think more recently, actually closer to our generation, like to this year, they like totally validated that the dingo did eat the baby.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
the
even know
entire
what the
time.
situation is.
Really,
No.
this family went out like camping in Australia, and a baby went missing, and they were like, I think they watched a dingo like run away, and the mother was like, that dingo got my baby or whatever, and everybody made a joke out of it. In America,
It was a
that
meme before there were memes.
Familiar.
basically.
Yeah, that sounds so familiar.
Yeah, but like
It's-
the movie's about like the scrutiny of the media and the public perception of that family, and like they all just thought that the family, like the mother or the dad, killed the baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
A Ramsey situation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that turned out to not be the case at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did the dingo really get the baby?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they found it like some people totally separated from the case or whatever, like went out, I don't know what people do, backpacking or whatever the fuck in Australia, and found a dingo like camp or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like a dingo, I don't know, wherever dingoes hang out, but they were like gone.
A dingo gango.
Yeah, and they found
Okay.
like babies' clothes and shit.
But is it possible that they just taught the baby to be a dingo, like a Jungle Book situation? Like, I think this could be a happier story.
Holy
You know,
shit.
like,
There's a sequel coming out, and it's very tasteless. Shit.
Do you remember the episode of Seinfeld though, Kyle,
No.
where Elaine references that?
Oh.
I think I do. I
'Cause-
feel like I've heard a dingo ate my baby
Yeah,
in so many
she's
moments.
drunk at a house party, or I think she's drunk. I don't remember, but somebody's incessantly talking about their baby, and she leans over and she's just, maybe the dingo ate your baby, and it's just fucking stupid. It's so.
I think the biggest
the
one I
only reason
remember
I feel about
is Tropic Thunder, is like where Al Pacino is mocking Robert Downey Jr.'s character for being Australian or whatever, but he's still obviously a blackface and doing the black voice or whatever, his stereotypical black voice. And like Al Pacino's like, did a dingo eat your baby? And he's like, pump the brakes,
all right.
kid. That's a national tragedy.
Okay, I see that.
That's
does
fucking
sound-
smooth. All right.
See, I think I remember that. I think I remember hearing it through multiple pieces of pop culture
for sure.
memes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, people made a joke of it, even though it's like really fucking sad.
Yeah, that's
And Meryl Streep, by the way, was the mother in it, so it's really fucking good. Like, obviously,
Okay. Wow.
there's a performance there going on.
Do I even need to ask if she was nominated, or yeah, she was, of course. Of course she was.
And she probably won too. So
She didn't. I don't think. I honestly have no idea if she won a single Academy Award. I don't. You know what? Fuck her career. She does nothing for me.
Does nothing.
Oh yeah,
Nothing
A Fish Called Wanda was another one that I liked a lot. That's a really fun little heist kind of caper, but it's you know.
Not about fishing?
No, it's not at all. It's got like John Cleese in it, and I'm trying to remember. There's some affiliation with the Monty Python dudes for this one. I think maybe it's just the fact that John Cleese wrote it. I think that's the only. That's the only. I don't know, real thread. But yeah, John Cleese is in it. Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline. Who's a major asshole in it.
I remember the cover. My parents had that movie, and I never watched it. I always was curious what it was about.
It's really funny, man. It should be in my 10, but Midnight Run just made me laugh more.
Yeah.
Because De Niro with the shut the fuck up stuff is just...
God, dude.
It kills me.
Every scene, it's like...
every scene ends with shut the fuck up.
Every scene, there's a shut the fuck up. And then they bond immediately thereafter.
It's great. Anyway, the first round is it's going to be a quick vote, but whatever, fuck it. 8 Men Out, 16th seed versus number 1 seed Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The order is Kyle, then me, then JD. So, Kyle, what's your vote?
Couldn't even tell you what one of those movies were, so it's going to be the one that I know, so I guess that's Roger Rabbit.
Oh, okay. My vote is for Roger Rabbit. And JD, what's your vote?
Roger Rabbit, yeah.
Yeah, 8 Men Out was the only reason I watched it is because, well, A, it was on Hulu, and B, it was in JD's list. And, well, I mean, it was like in your bottom tier of your list.
Yeah, I had it there for a little bit.
Yeah.
For a little bit, until I watched all those Jap movies.
Wow.
Wow.
Can you say that here?
That was a hard, that was a hard
game. Okay. Hey, I saw them enough to rank them, so obviously I didn't hate them. I'm just speaking in categorical terms here. There's no racial bias going on. None.
Even if you were a racist, that
you know
that
how
would
we
do nothing for
abbreviate
me.
things here.
That's like the wrong time to use that does nothing for me. Is like when you say racist shit. That's funny.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
But yeah, 8 Men Out's a really good movie, and it's got a really good cast in it too. It's like a heavy hitting 90s TV actors. No, but like some of the actors, I was like, hey, that guy was in Home Improvement as like Tim's brother or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's recognizable people in it, and I did like the. It felt authentically that time frame or whatever. It was like the 20s or 30s or whatever. It's a pretty wild story about an entire, team throwing a baseball, or I guess throwing their entire season, right?
Well, they threw. No, they. I think. I mean, they were Chicago, so they're tied in with the mob.
Yeah.
So I think they were probably involved during the regular season, but more importantly, it was in the World Series. And
that's right. It was the World Series.
And from
that's
Field
why
of
it was
Dreams,
super important.
Shoeless Joe Jackson was the one guy that they mentioned in Field of Dreams that was on that team.
Yeah.
So there's the connection there. That's what got me into 8 Men Out is Field of Dreams.
Oh, interesting.
Learning about the history of shit, like because I played baseball, so I wanted to go back and learn. And then boom,
and it's weird that he wears shoes.
Yeah, it's
what a fucking liar of a name.
What a weird. You know what? It's almost like people's nicknames aren't accurate to real life. That would be weird if we had that on this podcast, especially.
Man.
It'd be weird.
Yeah, you and your 18 goddamn nicknames or whatever.
No, I think we're almost up to 30 now. Like it's been a long,
long road to nicknames. But yeah, it's really enjoyable about them. The Cubs or the White Sox. I don't remember.
It was Sox.
Sacks.
Yeah.
Throwing the entire World Series just because they didn't feel they were getting like their due at all. In terms of like was it compensation related?
It was compensation related, but I mean at the same time, a lot of them were like in the pocket of the mafia in real life. I think the movie takes some liberties from what actually happened.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Like the mafia,
that makes
were, like,
sense because that was like a big fucking deal back then. So like the mafia was like fucking everywhere.
Right. I mean, this would have been Prohibition era, or just before
around
Prohibition.
Then. They would still have enough power to be like
1919. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, but yeah, Roger Rabbit. We're going to have more to say on that one. It's clearly a front runner for a reason, though. All right, so the next matchup is this is a tougher one. I mean, at least for JD and I. Number 8 is Die Hard versus number 9. Make sure I say this right. Bull Durham.
Oh man,
I literally walked around my house saying that when I first watched the movie. Was like, hey guys, what are you watching? Oh, nothing. I'm just watching Bull Durham. Bull Durham. Sorry.
It's funny. It's good. It's a good fake name.
Yeah.
It's a really, really enjoyable movie. Like
Yeah,
Man.
Well, I mean, Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins, say what you want about them, like as people, personalities, or activists or whatever, but they're fucking really great in this movie, acting wise.
For sure. I
think Kevin Costner's great.
I like Tim Robbins adding a quirk to his pitching. Like how he kind of like looks up, like he kind of rolls his eyes or whatever, a little bit, like dramatically or whatever before he throws a pitch. He just like looks weird when he pitches or whatever.
He's goofy.
Yeah, he's
really
a goofy fucking pitcher. But I love, there's like that whole scene where Costner is like, what is he telling him? Oh, he's basically telling him what to throw, but Robbins is like kind of shaking him off, and he's like, "Are you really going to tell me what you're really not going to throw what I'm telling you to throw right now?" And then he tells the batter like, "Hey, you got a fastball coming your way," and the batter just immediately hits a homer.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think
because he was about to pitch a perfect game, and
maybe,
and he was like throwing it down the drain by not following Costner's advice. Basically,
you got to listen to your catcher, man.
Yeah,
especially your old catcher. Like, I don't care if you're young
That's
and
the
talented.
reason he's there. Yeah,
sure.
I love Costner's character in this too, where like the narration behind his batting and the catching and stuff like that, where he's just like calling people meat and stuff. I don't know.
Right.
I found that to be an interesting take on telling a baseball story. It's just a good movie. It's just a well-made movie.
It is good.
And you like baseball movies, so I mean, I love
baseball movies. Yeah, I love baseball just in general. And one of the, aside from being a great movie, one of the appeals for me in this one is their names. Crash Davis is such a good baseball name.
That's true. Yeah.
And then Tim Robbins is Ebby Calvin Nuke Lelouch.
I
love that fucking
Lelouch.
name. Lelouch. Oh, it's such a good name. And he's such a good douchebag. Like, just
he really is.
The young hothead, super talented, and he thinks he's got it all figured out. I just love the dynamic. If I had to rank baseball movies, I think this would probably be number one, if not number two. I maybe might put Sandlot up above it, depending on how.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Forever. I love the Sandlot. That's
Sandlot's amazing. I can get
it's so
that.
fucking.
I don't know
good.
if any of these hold a candle to Angels in the Outfield.
Okay, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Or
hey, Dad, when are you going to be my dad? When the
Rookie of the Year. Or
I like Rookie of the Year, but it's kind of
it's fine.
What else? What's another shitty baseball one? What's the one where Matt LeBlanc plays baseball with an ape or some shit?
Ed. No, I think is that Ed
or Joey or Ed? No, I'm thinking of Joey, the character from Friends. Hey, how you doing? I play baseball with a monkey. How you doing? I'm Joey.
I throw baseballs around.
Ed,
I'm
man.
good at it or whatever.
Fucking
Ed.
Ed.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah,
absolutely awful.
Trash-tastic.
There are a lot of bad, terrible baseball movies out there.
Right.
Like, ridiculously
I don't
bad.
think I'd seen them, honestly. Like
I probably have.
Not Mr. 3000. What's the one where is that the right one where like it's Bernie Mac or whatever?
Yeah, that's Bernie Mac.
Right. Mr. 3000.
That was
Not seen it.
That's unfortunate.
Not seen it. Sorry.
That sucks.
Oh, really?
It's terrible.
Oh, it's terrible. Okay.
I don't know. Is it good?
Oh, I haven't seen it. That's what I'm saying.
You have not seen it.
Yeah.
I would never see that movie.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would never watch it either.
Looks bad.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Definitely watch. I think you said you hadn't seen For Love of the Game, which is another Kevin Costner baseball
dude
movie.
Loves his sports movies, dude.
Do you like
even
baseball?
That recent one, Draft Day, I really liked.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
That's good.
Actually, I need to watch that.
Any movie that like the NFL lets them use their actual team names and shit, I'm kind of like, I'm probably gonna end up liking this movie.
Yeah.
It's good, man. It's he's like drafting for I can't remember what team he's helping draft for on draft
probably
day.
Cleveland because they need all the help drafting.
Probably. It's literally just takes place in one day, and it's about the chaos of draft day. And I'm sure there's a lot of inaccuracies when it comes to how drafting is actually done. But there's a lot of like intense last minute trade deals and phone calls and shit, and it's pretty stressful. And then it's I don't know. You become invested in the people that the players that are I don't remember any of the actors, but the players that are gonna potentially get drafted to that team. You become invested a little bit.
Sure,
it's good. And Costner's just reliable in those types of roles. Moneyball's probably still my favorite
'Cause
baseball movie, though.
He cares. Yeah,
Yeah.
Moneyball's really good.
Yeah. Fuck, man. That movie's awesome. Aaron Sorkin writing the script. Of course, it's fucking good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous that I hadn't seen that until earlier this year, actually.
But this is, I'm pretty sure that even though this is 8 and 9 seed, I'm pretty sure this is a quick vote anyway because Die Hard's legacy is just too much.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, how many baseball movies can you say were influenced by Bull Durham? You know, like it is a
Good
singular great movie, but like, yeah, legacy comes into play.
Yeah. Big time. Because Die Hard became like a formula for like everything after that for action movies. We're gonna Die Hard on a boat. We're gonna do Die Hard on a plane. We're gonna do Die Hard. Yeah, you know.
Die Hard, but like really fast.
Die Hard in space.
Where it just became like this. We got to do a regular guy action movie more often.
Yeah, right. Man, the everyman people like.
Yeah, exactly. So quick vote here. I guess the order is JD, Kyle, then me. So JD, what's your vote?
Oh, it's BD. No, I'm kidding. It's Die Hard.
Die Hard is Kyle. Is your vote?
Die Hard.
My vote is. All right. So moving on. The next matchup.
That was way too quick. I didn't even get that. Zer.
Dear.
Zer.
That's what it sounds like. All right. The next matchup is 13 seed Midnight Run, which is way too low, but that's fine. Versus number 4 seed Akira.
Nice.
I mean, there's not really much debate here either, but
Yeah.
if we're talking like legacy, I mean, like I had Akira like at 9 or something or 8. It was pretty close to Midnight Run for me.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like, if we're going on legacy, which does count for a lot when we're voting on these, it's yeah. Oh yeah, I go first, then JD, then Kyle. So I'm gonna just go ahead and vote Akira.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going Akira as well, man.
Yeah.
I would have got Midnight Run. Y'all are weird.
Y'all are weird. Yeah. I don't know what y'all
Akira
see in that movie. It
Do
makes no
nothing
sense.
for you, or
Yeah, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Gotcha.
Midnight Run. The funny story about it is that like De Niro and I don't know who the writer was or the director, but they kind of sat on this movie for a little bit, and we're trying to find the right person for the job. And every person that they auditioned to be De Niro's counterpart, they did like an experiment where like De Niro would like purposefully drop his pen, and every single time that a person that auditioned went in the room, they would always pick it up and be like, "Oh, sorry, here you go, Mr. De Niro," or whatever. Here you go, sir. But when Grodin went in there, it was a totally different story. De Niro drops his pen, and Grodin just kind of like looks at it and looks back at De Niro and goes, "Fuck you." And then De Niro's going, "Hey, fuck you," you know. It's just, and then they're just doing "fuck yous" at each other for like, I don't know, a good minute.
And then that became the script.
That
Got
became the entire fucking script of the movie, basically.
That's great.
It's such a
That's
yeah,
really
it's great. Yeah, man, I loved. I don't know, just De Niro's entire performance in this movie is just ridiculous. It's like so stereotypical De Niro. Before the stereotype, I think maybe existed, because I don't think he was saying "shut the fuck up" this much before.
It was in the process of forming.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you fucking like he does a lot of that.
He says "fuck" so much in the movie.
Are you fucking like he's just in that, he's in De Niro face mode a lot.
And there's clearly a lot of like
breathing as much, but yeah.
No, yeah,
he's not so old yet.
Yeah, he's not doing that. But like you can tell that him and Grodin are like just playing off each other, and they're just rolling cameras.
Right.
Like, it may not be in the script where he's like, "I got 2 words for you, shut the fuck up," but like it's perfect for the movie, so keep it in there. Yeah, that's the main reason to watch it. And it's a good little road movie too, because he's trying to get Grodin, he's trying to cash in on a bounty, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's trying to get that bounty money, dog. We can relate to that.
Yeah, we can relate to that. And Red Dead, which is totally overrated and does
nothing
nothing
for
for
us.
us. Yeah.
Last month.
Hero Dead Redemption or something.
Yeah. More like Red Boring Redemption.
Yeah, it's super boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really regret the
you have to fucking pet your
130
horse.
hours.
Can you believe that, guys?
Yeah,
Jesus.
man. I can't believe all the chores I have to do that are totally not optional.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it blinks red at me. I won't be able to play.
No joke. My horse was a moron, or either that, or I just didn't I don't know. Maybe the mechanics got really weird because I was going really fast as the horse. for the horse or whatever. I was going really fast, and there was like this really thin bridge, and my horse fell off, and he fell into like there was like I don't know what you called it, a swamp type area. It wasn't the swamp.
Bog?
It wasn't the swamp near Saint Denis. It was like the swamp kind of closer to Armadillo, or like the Mexico area or whatever.
Okay.
And he fell in, and like his cores were drained like immediately. I was like,
wow.
what the fuck? Like, dude, you barely fell, stupid ass bitch. All right, sorry.
I did not like that. I'm all frazzled. I need a candy or some hay or something.
Give me some oatcakes, bitch.
Yeah.
I better get a good pet and a brush, or I'm not fucking going anywhere.
I see you got all those wild carrots. Fucking share them, dude.
Every single time I would accidentally eat one of the horse's food, I always like secretly thought the horse would get really fucking mad at me. You fucking asshole! Like, you have all those cans of beans, you're eating my celery, you know?
The game probably takes it out on you. Like, horses all have a communication network, and the next random saddle you try to steal, that's going to be the one that kicks you.
Yeah, right.
Dude,
they
what
know.
the fuck?
They
That
fucking
shocked
know.
the shit out of me whenever a horse kicked me because I was trying to search the saddlebag. Like, I was like, whoa, they do that? Like,
They know,
I started
man. They don't want
petting
you
random
leaving.
horses like 10 times before I would loot the saddle.
Hey,
okay.
there's a good boy right there.
That's a good boy.
That's a good boy.
I like that. Oh man, I can't even talk about after the ending of the chapters because of spoilers. God damn it!
But that game sucks anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't matter.
it's
Game
just-
sucks.
Yeah, is anybody even getting to the end of the game?
people are
Sounds
quitting like at chapter
yeah,
3.
people are
Yeah.
quitting. I didn't like chapter 3. It was too like. Bleh. And yeah, they don't get anywhere.
Cool. Yeah, I'll bet you.
I was off in
I bet you
chapter
put
2.
books
I'm
in the
like,
prologue.
beginning of the game
bag.
still. Like, that's the beginning of the game, but that's okay.
That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, and I like that everybody's. I put this on Twitter the other day. Jeff Whitty is my Twitter. WIDDY. That everything, and I think we've already discussed it in our chat too. But everything I see people complaining about the game are things that are optional.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to
Absolutely.
do chores. You don't have to. You can let your core and your horse's cores drain.
But
Stop
Jeff,
being a bitch.
But Jeff, I can't fast travel. I have to walk around in this completely beautiful world where random things happen to me, and they're always random and interesting and new.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jeff, try and fix that for me, please. I don't want to play. I don't want to play this game. I want to fast travel through it.
Core thing makes zero sense to me. You have 19 different ways to deal with that. The first one is sleep, and you can fucking do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
And
Anywhere.
guess what?
Literally
That
anywhere.
backs everything.
Yeah, and it's not like you actually have to sleep for 7 hours, you fucking dick. You do it, you wake up, and you keep playing. There's no consequences to it being tomorrow morning. Like,
Doesn't make sense, man.
I just don't
God
get
said
it
it needed
at
to
all.
happen tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know.
I was just trying to get it.
I was trying to get it on today. Kind of a sophisticated game, and gamers just aren't sophisticated these days. That's kind of what I chalk it up to.
Yeah.
So.
Same
And that's
here.
embarrassing because I haven't been a gamer for 3 years, and if my level of sophistication has maintained itself, then shame on y'all. Go play, fucking Fortnite, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, go play. You fucking teenager.
That's what it is. A game asks you to have just a little bit of patience with it, and people
And
are
not even
losing
a
their
lot.
minds.
Not even a lot.
We need
You
don't have to do any. Again, you don't have to. But Jeff JD, I move really slow though.
Oh
Like
man, that sucks. Yeah.
It's so
For
slow.
like small
So-
parts of missions or in camp, I move
walking
slow.
around,
By the way,
everything feels
barely
slow.
at camp. I was
The
barely at
gunplay
fucking
feels
camp.
slow. Like when I slow down time, it's slow. Everything's
Yeah.
slow. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like, okay, so like after I think chapter 2, I barely went back to camp because I was like, oh well, the chores are just good ways to, upgrade
once
my
you level
my
up.
Go
Dead
back
Eye.
to camp after every big mission and talk to everybody because everyone would have something to say.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, and you do have some good moments where like Arthur kind of let some stuff off of his chest to random people. I went back for Pearson a lot just because I sold a lot of my good pelts to him.
Oh yeah, same here.
Just
and
to try to
I
level
went
up
to eat the
satchels.
stew and stuff like that too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the
It's good
stew is
upgrade,
great
yeah.
because that's
You
the
get some
best way to.
good-
That actually fortifies your cores, and
Yeah.
sleeping
It
at camp
buffs them,
fortifies
yeah.
your
It actually
stamina.
buffs them, yeah. And it's good conversation around that stew, man.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah, good ambient
And
combo.
I liked giving Pearson shit
too, and then eventually Micah too. I mean, you just loved it.
Oh, I would antagonize Micah every time I walked by him. I'd be like, "You're a dirty rat."
Smells like garbage around here.
Man.
Hi, mister.
He always brought up that. He always brought up that holster he gave me. I gave you that holster. Fuck you.
Oh
dude.
yeah. Fuck
Go
you.
yourself. Yeah. I use it out of spite.
Oh man. All right. Oh, sorry. I was gonna try to not get us on Red Dead talk, but whatever.
Red Dead wins 1988 movies. Is that where?
Yeah, 1988 movies. Yeah, because in 1988 this movie would be a big fucking hit. All right. I don't know.
Would.
It would. Yeah, Oregon Trail was. So, all right. So the next matchup is number 12 seed, The Last Temptation of Christ, which is totally just me. That's just a me thing.
Yeah. I don't
versus number 5 seed, Big.
Oh.
Big.
Yeah, I saw Last Temptation of Christ in Sunday school, so it always felt like homework to me.
Oh, that's
So
funny
I
that they showed it there because like Catholics and shit fucking hated this movie.
Well,
It was like a big controversy when this movie came out.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember hearing about the controversy. I guess from my parents or something like that. But like, I don't. Yeah,
so
they showed this to us in Sunday school. Yeah,
That is so wild. They're like,
but it was just.
they're
It
like,
was
look,
just.
guys, Scorsese's really good, so we got to show this.
That's funny. I wonder if that's the case. Yeah, like CCD teacher's just a huge Scorsese fan. You know?
They would show you Taxi Driver if they can get away with it, but
Yeah, because I remember it getting brought up around the time that what's the Mel Gibson snuff movie that he put out?
Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, like that like it was brought like this movie or the controversy was brought up. I guess whenever that movie came out, I remember someone talking about it. I don't remember who, but
because Last Temptation of Christ is like, I mean, you could argue it's all fantasy, but this is more fantasy than most of these religious movies. This movie just really stuck with me though. Like I saw it once when I was, I don't know, 18 or some shit, and I remember like specific story beats and stuff. This movie like fucking stuck with me, dude. And I think it was just because it was so out there for, especially when you think of it in the context of like a Scorsese's filmography, where you're like, where does this fit at all? Like, it's just so wild that he took a hard left and told this story, where it's like, Jesus comes down off the cross and has like a life as a mortal human being. He has a family and stuff like that. But when he does that, it's at the sacrifice of, the rest of humanity, basically. And that was his last temptation, was seeing, humanity's fall. Or not seeing humanity's fall, but like his last temptation of being like an actual person who fell in love and had kids and all that stuff, but seeing at what cost. And then he's like, okay, fine, I'll go back on the cross. So that's more or less the movie in a really, really tiny nutshell. But there's a lot going on. And Willem Dafoe as Jesus is pretty wild after you've seen him in later roles. It's pretty nuts to see him as Jesus. Anyway, this is a quick vote regardless, so who cares? So this was the fourth one. So Kyle, then me, then JD. Kyle, what's your vote here?
I think you said Big was the other one,
Yeah.
so Big.
Yeah, whatever
Big.
the other one is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Big for me too.
Cool.
And JD, sorry, your vote doesn't count. Who cares?
I mean, I would have gone with
Democracy.
the one with the piano, so that's fine.
Yeah. What's the one where they like play?
They play that song that everybody in the world knows how to play.
Yeah, because you literally just move your fingers like
Dun,
one
dun,
key
Yeah,
apart.
it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Chopsticks, not racist. All right. Okay, so the next matchup is number 15 seed Land Before Time versus number 2 seed Beetlejuice.
Wow.
Beetlejuice. I mean, this is kind of a quick vote again. So
A little bit.
we're just going to do a
Little
quick
bit.
vote the
Little
entire fucking
foot.
time. All day, quick vote. The order is JD, then Kyle, then me.
All right. We're doing it?
So yeah, JD, what's your vote?
Dude, Beetlejuice.
Okay, Kyle.
Beet juice.
Okay, cool.
Beetlejuice.
My vote is also, to make it unanimous, it's going to be...
Bitches.
Bijou? What?
Beet juice?
Juice?
Don't. You just had to put it in my head for some reason. Not your fault entirely.
Beet juice.
That's terrible.
That's treating them lightly, if you ask me.
Oh my god. You've been playing way too much Red Dead and watching the KKK rallies.
Oh my god, those are so.
Did you know that at some moments, if you just watch and don't do anything, sometimes the cross will fall over, burn all of them, kill all of them.
They'll just fuck themselves up. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and, like the Grand Wizard looked at me and is like, "You just stood there and did nothing," and then he runs off. Like, what the fuck?
I didn't even let him run off. When he said you stood there and did nothing, I was like, y'all got what was coming to you, and then we fought. It was great.
Yeah.
You boys got what you're getting.
Arthur's progressive, guys. But yeah, Land Before Time, it's like an hour, 10 minutes, by the way. Short as fuck. It's the shortest movie on this list. Yeah.
Great. Fun. That's not fun. It's actually
it's really, really
depressing as shit.
But this really taught me about, and that's the thing with movies when you're this age, when at the year that this came out, when I was like 3 or 4, whatever. Watching this all the time, this helped me recognize that loss was a part of life. It really is a teaching tool, and it spells it out for you in a very elementary way.
It's a fun like kids movie, I guess, or whatever at moments or whatever. But it's more about those emotional beats. So, and like I don't know, that's an important thing to have in a catalog when you're showing your kid shit. It can't always be like Bing Bong, in Friends. Yeah, it can't always be like hyperactive.
They won't get that though. They'll be like, oh, that's sad. The invisible person turned invisible, or whatever the fuck. But like,
sure.
They won't get the meta level until later.
It can't all be just like hyper, like happiness and stuff like that all the time. You got to kind of like show kids the spectrum, and having a movie like this was like important for us as as kids. So
yeah, really, really spells it out for you for like in a really elementary way, like for really, really young ages. Like seriously, because now when I watch it, I'm like, man, this is a really making me feel dumb watching this.
Parents everywhere probably hated it. So they're just like, yeah, but okay, ask me if I'm going to die one day. So
tell my kids about death. Like, I don't know, be a parent.
I don't know. Fucking talk to them.
So there's this invisible person in the sky, and if you're real good, you'll go hang out with them.
Santa? Oh,
sure.
It's Santa.
Okay.
All right. So the next matchup is this is the one not quick vote. I think it's number 10 seed Good Morning Vietnam versus number 7 seed Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's dirty.
Yeah, so we're going to discuss this one, I think. I'm first, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I legitimately, not that this vote, could end up mattering for the next round, but shit. I guess I'm going to go Good Morning Vietnam. I'm not too sure about it, though. I don't remember how I felt about Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, even though I did see it like a year ago.
It's funny, guys. It's a funny
movie.
Yeah, it's a funny movie.
For me, man.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Michael Caine.
Thank you. Michael, the size of a tangerine.
Michael, do not go gentle.
One time, I went down to Kathmandu to meet a tangerine. The size of a tangerine.
Are you having a stroke right now, Michael?
That's the greatest video. Because it loops it together like 5 different times, and you don't care. It's so good.
I'm trying to remember what else he fucking says, and like, I don't remember. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I failed you.
I found you.
I failed you.
I found you.
Never.
Yeah, never.
My dream is to wake up, or not wake up. My dream is to go to Paris and see your fucking face there. I don't know.
That's one way of saying it for sure.
I think that was the OG in the original script. I'm gonna go Good Morning Vietnam just because of the Robin Williams factor. I think. Because I miss that fucking dude, and this is a really good, like a really good performance from him. Where I love it when he does a little bit of both. And this isn't on the level of Patch Adams, where that movie kind of hits you over the head with it a little bit, like the sentimental parts. This one, I think, does the balance really well of the humor and the. By the way, there's a lot. Talk about liberties. There's a lot of fucking liberties taken with this movie.
I was telling JD about that. I was like, it's about 45% accurate, and the guy wasn't particularly thrilled about even though it was his idea,
they were just like, let's just make it a full-on Robin Williams movie and not.
Yeah, exactly. It ends up kind of being that way, but never like fully, not fully, but like they were definitely like in the writers' room, like, yeah, let's just kind of lean more into that.
It's kind of like Jim Carrey. Like you can never really contain him, or you can only hope to contain them a little bit.
Mhm.
You know, but you try too much, and they're not going to be themselves. You got to let them be themselves and let loose.
For sure. JD, what's your vote on this one?
Man, I mean, I have to go Good Morning Vietnam just based on remembrance, which sucks. I'm not giving Dirty Rotten Scoundrels a fair chance because my totally legal downloading service just totally fucked me over.
You know, it's
by not having that available.
It's a timeless comedy, and
it really is. I know. I need to. I will do it justice by going back and watching it eventually in 2 years when my download finishes.
Yeah,
just whenever. Just whenever.
For the half a seater, that's once a year.
So it's on me. And you know what? Eventually I'll be that fourth seater. So if anybody else wants to download it, I'm usually online.
Totally legal. Totally legally.
This is a legal network that we're talking about, though.
I'll seed you, bro. I'll seed you.
Oh, God. Keep your seeds away from me.
Yep, that's gross.
I was going to say, if people are going to, be like, if one person that listens to this, hopefully if one person does, and they're like, hey, Good Morning Vietnam says 1987 on Google or whatever, if you drill it down to IMDb, it says that this movie came out in like February 1988, like in a wide release format. So that's what we're going by for this one. So
we go by for everything.
Eat a dick.
Eat all the dicks. We don't want the corrections. We don't do the corrections. So.
we don't have a corrections department. Nope. Our corrections email is fuckyourself at hotmail.gov.
Those go right into the junk folder.
I thought we were still at AOL on the.
At angelfire.geocities.
Angelfire. Oh my god.
co.uk.
Wow.
All right. The next matchup is the Naked Gun with the ever promising talent of O.J. Simpson versus,
of course,
versus number 3 seed Grave of the Fireflies.
Okay.
Grave of the Fireflies, which absolutely did absolutely nothing for us. So
yeah.
Can we fast vote this?
Yeah, we're gonna fast vote the fuck out of this one. Kyle, what's your vote?
It's definitely gonna be a Naked Gun. It's the emotional hits hit me more.
Yeah, the stakes are just better. I don't know.
The stakes are there. Yeah, it's Grave of the Fireflies. We'll get into it later.
Okay, that's my vote too. Sorry, JD, you got cucked out of this one.
I mean, I keep getting cucked out of obvious choices, so I mean.
Yeah, I know. You feel really bad.
Whatever.
You're like, guys, I want to
okay.
Because Leslie Nielsen. Yeah, this was
Who is that lady? I don't even know who she is.
I don't even know that I watched Airplane before Naked Gun. I think Naked Gun was like my first exposure, and then Airplane was like, oh, Leslie Nielsen is like, well, I mean, he's funny in Naked Gun too, but like, I don't know. Airplane was more than him though. It was like the writing was just off the charts good. For
I do. Whenever I was watching Airplane, I was like, oh my god, it's the guy from Naked Gun. I always knew that, like
Same
in
here.
my mind at least. Yeah.
I think my parents deemed Naked Gun more suitable for like adolescent viewing, whereas Airplane, they were like, there's tits in that. So
Airplane is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome, but I don't think it was on like their list.
Your parents were wrong.
Well, I mean, at least they liked it enough to like it.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah,
it just showed you. I got to share that stuff.
I can't speak positively to the Naked Gun sequels or negatively because I don't remember them and I hadn't seen them in like forever.
You didn't see 33 and a third or whatever?
Yeah, I didn't see
I mean, they're all like that style of comedy, So.
Yeah. I think
they became parodies of themselves.
Isn't there like somebody super famous as the bad guy in 33 and a third?
33 and a third was actually like pretty good, so.
I don't believe you. Ron Burgundy gif. Naked Gun.
Those movies are just, they are what they are. They're just fucking stupid,
Yeah, they're really dumb. These are the Zucker brothers. Of course they are.
Better, I tell you. Yeah.
Of course they're the Zucker brothers movies or whatever, because those guys did Airplane 2 and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
I'm trying to find who else.
Which I like Airplane 2 as well, but it is just the same movie as the first one.
Yeah.
I think there was just the fact that there were so many cameos in 33 and a third that I vaguely remember, like James Earl Jones and
I recall there being a lot of big names in there.
Vanna White, Weird Al.
After he did these, he did the Fugitive one. What was that one called? Wrongfully Accused.
Oh yeah, I hadn't seen that one.
Oh, that's I'll tell you, I don't know how those movies hold up now, but that was fucking hilarious back then.
The Naked Gun 2.5 had Robert Goulet in it. Robert Goulet.
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 Fucking Will Ferrell, man, dude.
Oh my
Cozart
God.
and I used to quote that. all the
Same
time.
here. Staring
Oh my
contest,
God.
you and me right now. All right. Just stares at a fake dough or whatever. It's so dumb. All right, so the next matchup is number 11 seed Scrooged
Whoa.
versus number 6 seed Rain Man.
Definitely.
Definitely Rain Man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like we could. I feel like we could quick about this one.
A lot of quick voting going on.
Okay, that sounded like a tranny.
Yeah. Hey man, you can't say tranny. That's not cool, man.
Yeah, you can't
sorry.
say it anymore. We're not allowed to say that word.
I mean, it's efficient. It's abbreviation.
They
It's
took
not
that
racist.
from us white males, also that word as well.
Yeah.
Did they take that first, or did they take your dick? I don't know. What's the order?
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, this is a trigger warning for all transgender people that try to listen to this. All right.
We lost
here we go.
that whole.
Do we have a
demographic now,
strong
too. We lost the
transgender
Jews
base?
and we lost the trans.
I mean-
God damn it! I said it too. Fuck.
For their sake, I
Jews
would
and
hope not, because like Jesus Christ, they would have turned it off by now.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would have listened to us for 100 whatever the fuck episodes.
Yeah, like how is this the breaking point?
Yeah.
Like, I
Well, maybe
waited
it's like
3
when
months.
these boys
for you
are
guys
back.
to
They
come
probably
back.
repented. You know, they're back. They're probably a little cleaner, and they gave us another chance. And now,
Did they go through trans conversion therapy where they're not actually
God.
trans or something?
because that
And
works.
they're-
Boy Erase taught me that works.
Totally,
Totally
works.
works. Yeah.
I got a
That's
friend.
the message I took away from that movie.
It worked. Okay.
it works.
I got a friend.
Yeah. He wanted to fuck me, and now he doesn't. So it works.
That's not because I told him I didn't want to fuck him.
Right. It has nothing to do with that at all.
Jesus Christ. All right. So I think a quick vote could work for this one. Do you-
Yeah, Rain Man.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
JD, your vote is
Oh yeah.
Rain
Yeah,
Man?
it's the Rainy Man.
And then Kyle
Yeah.
said Rain Man, so my vote is Rain Man. Rain Man was on. All right, but Scrooge is really good.
Scrooge is really funny.
Yeah, I watched it for like the first time last
Christmas
holiday season
movies.
for the holiday movies
Yeah.
episode. And,
Yeah.
and that was
Love
a really, really fucking enjoyable movie.
Yep.
Yeah, for a story everybody and their mother already knows. Just
You know it. You
reskin,
don't. You
like,
know
there's-
if you want to see it with Bill Murray. I promise.
Sure.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
see any story retold with Bill Murray?
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Sign me up for anything.
Right.
Like La La Land with Bill Murray, fucking right there, day one.
I'm in on
City
that.
of Stars.
Well, hey yo, City of Stars. All right,
It's
let's
perfect. You guys you get it. You
Yeah,
get it.
you get it. Ah, yeah, all right.
He's got a whiskey and he's cheers in the crowd. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So yeah, Rain Man's really good. But yeah, we'll get to that. I guess, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know if we'll have time. We're gonna finish. I'm gonna try finishing the bracket, but I don't know if we'll have time. Okay, here we go. The next matchup. We're in the quarterfinals now. Woo, woo.
Oh, good. Progress.
Roger Rabbit or Die Hard?
Whew, fuck that.
Asking the tough questions today.
It's tough.
That's tough questions today. All right. Yeah, I'm first in this one, so I'm gonna go with and this isn't because I'm ranked at number 1 on my list. Trust me. I'm gonna go with Roger Rabbit, honestly, because I just think it holds up better.
What's
There
the other one,
are
Roger Rabbit and what?
Roger Rabbit and Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Oh man, God, you just pissed off a lot of people.
I know. Sorry, everybody. I just think that there's a lot of copycats for both of these. Honestly, like if you think of like Space Jam or whatever the fuck Looney Tunes movies you can, where
Yeah,
there's
that's a
live
good-
action and cartoons.
Absolutely, yeah.
But Roger Rabbit, I think, really does it best, even to date, and it still holds up. And
And it's not like it's for adults too. Like
Yeah.
maybe even
Sure.
more so. Yeah.
I don't
maybe
even know how I
absolutely.
got away with watching it.
I don't
at such a
either.
young
Yeah,
age.
especially the Jessica Rabbit scenes where I'm like, my parents were really like not prude about this stuff, but if they knew I was watching it, they'd be like,
Yeah.
Kyle, we'd rather you not. You know?
Yeah, I know. Same here. But
I had
they
a
just
TV
saw
in
the
my room, so there's
cartoon
no
part,
controlling
and
that
they
shit.
they saw the cartoon part, and they were like, "All right, it's fine, it's
Yeah.
fine." But they didn't really assess it at all. They were just kind of like, "Yeah, whatever, it's fine." But yeah, and also that shoe dying is the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Oh my
It's
god!
really-
Anything with
kills that
Christopher
little
Lloyd's
baby
character
shoe, dude.
in the dip, like terrified me. Oh my god, that voice! God, dude, that I still get fucking goosebumps, man.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's fucking insane.
Whereas Die Hard is really good, and sure, it's a template for a lot of action movies going forward and stuff. So you could argue that, but I'm just going to go with the one. I don't know.
You know,
and right. And Robert Zemeckis is just. I mean, what's John McTiernan doing nowadays? You know, Robert Zemeckis is still making movies, and there's a reason for that because he's a masterful filmmaker who did Roger Rabbit exceedingly well, and that's my vote. So suck it, all you masculine, beta cucks that like Die Hard.
You soy boy beta cucks.
These beta cuck males are about to just choose a cartoon over Die Hard. That's a fucking unsubscribing so quick.
Cool. Thanks for subscribing in the first place. We didn't know you existed.
We didn't.
Great.
Right, yeah.
We're sorry this podcast didn't do anything for you after listening for 135 episodes. Whatever.
Did nothing for me. I listened to 100 episodes, and it did nothing for me.
Did nothing for me. Yeah,
Nothing?
By the way, this podcast, we've been doing it for a really long time. Kyle and I more so for like much longer years, and it does nothing for me.
Yeah, I can tell. When you guys asked me to like join, you prefaced it that way. You're like, look, we've done this a long time. It does nothing for us. Do you want to get a lack of fulfillment out of it too?
And then
I was like, yeah, what does it pay? And you're like, nothing. And I was like, fucking sign me up.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then you found out too that it does nothing for you.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
I found out.
Almost probably instantly. I would say.
Yeah. I mean, about as quick as you can, probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I'm still.
It's great.
Doing it.
It's fun, but
I
it does
love
nothing.
It's great. Probably the best thing I've ever done.
But it does nothing for.
Does nothing for me.
Also, the patty cake bit is one of my favorite bits like ever.
Oh
yeah, that's good shit.
Not the patty cake.
Shaving a haircut.
Oh yeah, shaving a haircut where he has to finish it. Yeah,
that's like what the bar scene. It's one of my
Shave
and that haircut, and he's just back there like, ah! You can't fucking handle it. It's so fucking hilarious to me. I remember being a kid, just fucking howling. It's so great.
Anytime I used to see a kid crying in public, and I was with Cozart, we would just be like, stogie, and run off. It was the fucking baby crying because he dropped his cigar, and you're like, wait a minute, baby with a cigar?
Yeah.
His dead eye must be down.
I love his like raspy voice too.
Right.
I just want to get out of here.
I think I can picture the actor that played him not like a Danny DeVito, but like in stature. There's some very specific actor I'm thinking of with a thick black mustache or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He was in some movies.
It's him.
He was.
I think it's him. I'm just gonna go with it. It's him.
Flick.
Definitely.
Also, the blend of cartoon and live action to this day, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
Kind of crazy how good it looks still.
Wait, JD, what's your vote?
Hold on. What? Die Hard versus
Roger Rabbit.
Roger. Oh yeah, it's Roger Rabbit. Sorry, Die Hard. Love you.
Yeah, Die Hard just died easily. Am I right?
Whoa.
Yeah, high five.
I get you switched the difficulty levels. I get it. You swapped them.
Still, still a good movie. I watch it,
if it's ever on, I never turn it off.
Basically.
Yeah, I watch number 1 and number 3 with a vengeance. Actually, I very rarely ever
Pretty
watch.
sure
them.
I've never seen 2 or 3. So
yeah,
wow.
If I have, and no, if I have, just like couldn't tell you. It was like when I was a kid, couldn't even tell you anything about it. I rewatched 1, but like never 2 or 3.
Yeah, you should watch with a vengeance because it's Sam Jackson at his most Sam Jackson. He plays a character named Zeus who lives in the hood. And that's all you need to know.
Okay. I mean, I saw the Timothy Oliphant one.
Yeah, I mean, that was fine.
Live Free or Die Hard.
I mean, it was
Kevin Smith was in it.
Well, Mary Elizabeth Hotface was in it too, so.
True.
Dude,
yeah, that's his daughter.
Yeah.
How'd you like to get in that and try to have John McClane? No, I mean, not literally, like get in that situation with her and him as her dad.
Oh,
like,
right.
Yeah,
fuck that.
right. That's a hard dad to impress.
No way.
He's not going to believe you're just taking her on a picnic, even though that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Have a couple laughs.
Yeah, you're
Have a couple
like, yeah, the
laughs.
job. Got some champagne.
We're going to the park, having a picnic, holding some hands.
Hey, I like Die Hard because Bruce Willis still had hair in that movie. Kind of,
yeah.
He's like where I'm at with
He
hair,
hasn't
where it's
given
like
up yet.
it's still there, but if you look at it straight from the top, it's like, oh, that's gone. But like at the right angle,
You're like, oh,
still
he's got some, yeah.
yeah. It's
I got a straight up reverse yarmulke going on, where it's like my hair is totally gone, where a yarmulke would be. It's totally missing, and it
Maybe
sucks.
you missed your calling.
I'd rather have a
Maybe you
receding
should-
hairline. All right. It sucks. Anyway, so the next matchup is Akira versus Big.
Oh.
I wish I was last in this one. Kyle, what's your vote? Gee, I wonder.
I'm gonna go Akira. Big, I should have rewatched before we did this. I like Big a lot. I remember a lot of moments about Big. I just don't remember how it is as a movie as a whole. I just remember the piano scene. I remember the transformation scene and the creepy witch lady inside of the vending machine or whatever. It's or the carnival ride, whatever it is. I wish I could have refreshed in my memory. But yeah, it's Akira because
I'm gonna be a total dick in this round, and I'm gonna vote for Big because I just want to split the vote, and make JD the bad guy, even though this is technically making me the bad guy right now.
Oh yeah, you're the heel in this one.
You're the heel right
I'm
now.
the heel.
You're definitely the heel.
I hit the good guy with a steel chair and turned heel.
Okay.
And then I gave him the finger. But yeah, I'm choosing Big.
You can't do that. Can't do that.
What?
What? Can you give the finger now in wrestling?
Oh, the cameras will zoom out or
okay, perfect.
go somewhere else. But with Big, I did see it more recently, and I recall being kind of creeped out by the entire love aspect of it.
Oh yeah.
But really, it kind of. I mean, I don't know. Worst case scenario is that woman is fell in love with a person that's mentally challenged, and it's okay, that's weird.
Like Brendan Dassey, basically.
Yeah. But there, I mean, I guess it's more. He has moments of being endearing and a little bit mature. He has moments because he's growing up, obviously very rapidly throughout the course of their relationship. So it makes sense. And then
still kind of weird.
I was still kind of creeped out by the relationship a little bit when I watched this, but I think the stronger moments are in Tom Hanks's performance. Very, very funny performance, which I think is one of the all-time funniest performances ever. Seriously, seriously, when you watch it,
it's funny.
It's
he does
so
really good
fucking
physical
funny.
comedy.
Yeah, he's so good at the physical comedy stuff.
His deadpan look is iconic. When he's just, I don't know.
And when he's doing a job interview and he doesn't understand the fucking questions at all, that he's being asked about his resume. I can't cite the specific examples off the top of my head because my memory's failing me. But there's just moments where you get job interview questions and you know exactly what they're talking about, but he has no idea because he's never adulted once in his life.
Right.
So he's answering them in a way that he knows what they are. I don't know, from high school or whatever, but they make no sense. They don't translate to the professional world. So that's funny. And then, just that entire bit where he does where he gets his first paycheck and he's blown away. He's $187? It's so fucking loud and he's so excited, but the person next to, I think it's John Lovitz who's next to him or something like that, or I think it's John Lovitz, right? I can't remember.
It's been a while for me.
His coworker is I know, they rip us off, right? And it's so fucking great, so brilliant because he's happy, but oh my god,
right? That's more money than he's ever even fathomed in his entire life.
He's so excited, and his social security number thing too is 5 digits because they just made it up or whatever, and then he goes in there and just makes up a few more numbers for the interview. I don't know. Yeah, I just love his performance, and that FAO short scene is iconic. I don't know if that store's still open. I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't know.
No, the one I think because they actually went bankrupt. FAO Schwartz did.
Yeah, every toy store, right?
Yeah. I mean, it might still be a toy store, but I don't know if it's still there or if it moved or I don't know, man. That sucks.
I remember it being there when I went there in 2002.
Yeah, I went in 2003, I think, and it was still there.
Yeah,
piano was still there.
Yep. How could it not be, right?
Yeah.
That was such a great scene. Because I think it's the owner. Of course, it's the owner of the. Go figure, right? What is this? A Penny Marshall movie? I think it is, right? That scene with what the fuck? It's a famous actor. He's an older famous actor. Robert Loggia. I think that's who it is. I don't know.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. He's old. He was old or was old as dicks. I don't know. But in that movie, he's like, "Yeah, I own the place" or whatever, and and Tom Hanks is helping him getting in touch with like the younger spirit that he forgot because he became so corporate, and it's just a good moment. It's just a really good moment in the movie. That's my vote. Sorry for I don't hate Akira. It's just also I'm just trying to be a dick. So JD, what's your vote?
Man, I think this is one where a recent rewatch might have helped me. I mean, you nailed all the big points about Big, like the things I remember.
Same.
You know, Akira, really the only reason why I didn't put it higher in my list is because I just watched it for the first time.
Yeah,
like
I need some
a week ago.
some digging into. That one's a
definitely
beast.
needs some digging into for sure. And this whole time I've been thinking of a ridiculous reason to vote for it, and I think I've nailed it. Akira has a character with superpowers, and Big is Shazam without superpowers. So fuck Big. I'm going Akira.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because we all know you are super hyped and about
Super hype
about Shazam.
Yeah, especially the one where
you
it's
two
hard
better fucking love Shazam, is all I'm saying.
just because we like
You
the
two
triple.
better fucking love it.
Gonna movie pass it, bro. I don't know. Is movie pass even gonna be around or a thing for me next year? Probably not.
No, I don't even think it's a thing now, and you're just getting scammed. But that's
It's
just
barely.
me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I had to switch my account over. There's some Nigerian guy on the other end of it. I think. I don't know.
Oh boy,
That sounds solid. Oh, you'll be
Yeah.
all right.
that's good logic though. I get the vote. That's fine. Whatever. So
I mean,
the next,
and it is a legacy thing too.
yeah,
Like Akira, there's so much respect.
yeah,
there.
it's impacted like so much to do with like not just anime but sci-fi.
Yeah.
Aesthetically and stuff like that. Anyway,
Definitely aesthetic. Yeah.
so the next matchup is Good Morning Vietnam versus Beetlejuice.
Ooh.
I think did you guys make that noise because it's a quick vote?
No, I mean it doesn't make it hard, but like, yeah, I mean I watched that for the first time today, and I really enjoyed Good Morning Vietnam. But
Yeah.
like, people,
I hate that it's so easy.
yeah, it's
Same here.
That's where it's coming from.
a lot of things that go up against Beetlejuice is going to be a pretty easy vote. So like, that's just a great movie.
God, I had all the toys, man. Like
Me too.
like the grave where you can pop him out and
It's
Man,
so
that's
wild that this movie became so commercially successcul to the degree that it had toys because it's such a dark,
Dude, it had a cartoon, it had a
such a
reboot,
dark
it had a
concept,
fucking
you know?
cartoon, and like it's so weird that this thing caught fire like it did.
yeah. It's so fucking wild. But yeah, so let's just do the quick vote also for time and whatever. JD, what's your vote?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Beetlegeist.
Okay. Kyle, what's
Juice of the Beetle.
that's my vote. All right, but yeah,
Beetlejuice 2, Binge of the Juice.
yeah, definitely. If you're listening to this and you haven't seen Good Morning Vietnam, definitely watch that. Robin Williams is a treasure in general, but he is really specific good.
There are so
specifically
many
good in that movie.
Hilarious, like it's because he's so fast in that movie. Like you get a lot of really funny things all at once. Like it just.
I love
really,
the uptight fuckface trying to take over the show for a moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's like, I think everybody owes me an apology, and the guy just looks at him. And he goes, "You really gonna go back on there?"
It's so good how bad he is. I love it. Oh man, and he's so sure of himself when they.
You know, and I
as
love
soon as
that.
they
And
end.
he gets the final word in, like with his whatever, with his I don't know, his superior or whatever, and he's just like, just for the record, I know I'm funny. You know, like, he just wants everybody to know.
Oh fuck, it's great.
Good. That movie's hilarious.
And
that's
and I
good.
like the twist. I mean, obviously, if you haven't seen it, spoilers. But you know, it's 30 years old. But yeah, I like the twist too of him befriending somebody who is categorized as the enemy of the United States.
Yeah, right.
Because sometimes you could just make friends and borders don't matter and stuff.
It doesn't even matter. Love just finds a way or whatever.
Yeah, love.
Love tars.
Finds a way.
Yeah, I like that too. And it never got too like I don't know. It never got too like heavy into that. It was just kind of like
and I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad it wasn't like a showdown scene where like one of them had to kill another.
Me too. That would have made me so mad.
Yeah.
He's like, I had to murder him before I left.
Right, because that's
I had to
not
murder that boy.
That's not what he enlisted for. He didn't enlist to do that. He enlisted in media and communications, or at least he.
The
was
real
drafted
guy
for that.
said that he didn't like how anti-war Williams was in the movie. I was like, I don't remember him. Like, I just watched the movie and I'm like, he never came off like anti-war to me.
Yeah.
Like, But whatever. I don't know
he
what
was
that guy
making
like.
jokes with faking an interview with Nixon.
That was hilarious.
Just
Yeah.
making a joke about an authority figure is just a regular thing. That's not. I don't
We
know.
all make fun of our bosses.
That's just being subversive.
All my employees better be making fun of me. Like that's just the way things work.
I hope they are. I hope they're like, what's
Guy's
with
such a
that
fucking dork.
guy who I don't. For some reason, I can't think of anything to make fun of you about right now. Oh, what's with that guy who likes Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, right.
That
What a
game that
fucking
does
loser.
nothing for anybody. Piece
Yeah,
of
nothing.
shit game.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna finish it as soon as we're done with
Yeah,
this.
me neither. I'm definitely not.
I don't
gonna finish
care. I'm just never gonna
it.
finish
I'm
it.
too
99%
busy opening
for
up
life.
that map, dude. I really don't like having like spots in the map that are like grayed
Foggy
out or whatever.
areas.
I fucking
Yeah.
hate that, dude.
Yeah,
So
I gotta go do that too.
yeah.
Are you gonna go into the ocean and ungray all that too in the boat? Not the ocean, but like the big lake or whatever.
I'm gonna
That's, like,
try.
right by-
You better do
Is there
it.
a way to get across? You know where that prison area is? Is there a way to get across to the? It looks like there's more land.
It does, but there's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So no, don't bother. Okay.
don't bother you.
Yeah, I guess whenever there's a big body of water, I'm just gonna not bother. I'm just trying to open the whatever area of the map that we're actually in.
This
I
is
just-
McFarland's ranch.
Mrs. McFarland. I can't do.
This is McFarland.
I can't do John's voice.
Hey. Yeah. No, it goes
he's got a
into
very
Harry
unique
Carey
voice.
for me.
Yeah.
Hi.
He sounded. Hi. Hi.
This McFarland was made out of cheese. Would you eat her land? I know I would.
Don't jerk me around. Simple
About
question.
that time, John, you need to calm down and focus on what matters. It's your family. All right?
You got a real chance, John.
You got a real chance.
Sis.
Dude,
Real
Arthur would
sis.
be a great sports coach.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for real. He'd be fucking great.
You can motivate me anytime.
No doubt.
Hey, mister.
Hey there, mister.
I lose it when he does that shit. That's my girl.
I love how too sometimes he starts off like you're greeting somebody new, and this would be like a third line of dialogue because everybody gets three
Yeah.
with him, and it's the it's just starting off to be one of them days. I'm like, who would lead a conversation with that? Like spewing their
Sometimes
shit
I'll
out
ride
there.
by people like slow enough to where they'll want to say something to me, and it'll be something like that, like, "Man, if I told my wife once, I told him twice," or whatever the fuck. And you're like, "What? That's not a way you start a conversation."
Right. Like, I just rode into this town on horseback. Don't you have a friend? Fuck you. Have you seen Gavin?
Gavin.
Gavin?
Man, I meant to go back to Rhodes
never
now that
found
now that I finished the chapters. I meant to go back to Rhodes and see if he's still looking for Gavin.
I heard him
Oh
in-
my god, that guy! Yeah,
Yeah.
like, can you help him? Like,
Has
I have no
anyone
fucking
seen
idea.
My friend Gavin. I have no idea if Gavin exists. Like,
Yeah.
I heard him in
Gavin?
Rhodes, and I heard him in Saint Denis.
Really? I've
Yeah,
only
man.
seen him in Rhodes.
Maybe it was a glitch because I never found him. I just heard.
I only saw him in Saint Denis. So
Really, you never
Interesting.
saw him in Rhodes? Okay.
no.
Interesting.
I like that
travel
John hates Saint Denis as much as I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saint Denis. Remind me. When he tells Charles, like, remind me if we ever want to come back here that I hate this place.
Remind me not to come back. I can't fucking do
That
John.
was actually really good. I was almost there.
You
Dude,
gotta
Charles-
talk like an
Charles is
old
fucking
man,
dope.
but like not. You know what I mean? That's
I
really hard.
love Charles, by the way.
Yeah, same
Charles
here.
is the shit.
Absolutely love him.
Yeah.
Charles is the shit.
He's just
But-
shit.
But he's in a
Uh,
shitty game, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shitty game. It does nothing for anybody. All
Terrible.
right.
60 hours in, and I was like, man, just wrap it up.
I know, right?
Can we finish this shit already?
Let's get the show on the road.
Somebody is forcing me to finish this game, and I fucking
Yeah.
hate every moment
Oh,
of it.
they want me to chop wood? Fuck you.
Yeah.
No, they don't want you to chop. They want you to make your own decisions. Whatever. Anyway, so the next, the
Everyone was
last,
always talking about chopping wood, and I'm like, I don't think I ever found the place to chop wood.
It's so funny.
That's what I feel about chopping wood.
I used to do my chores every morning. I did more chores in that game than I've ever done in real life.
Yeah, I did most of it
Like,
for 2
on a
and
regular
3, and then I
basis.
was like, all right, I'm comfortable with where I'm at upgrade wise.
Yeah.
And-
After
I
the
never
first
saw
camp,
like
I never did another chore.
I didn't know that wood would do anything. I thought money did.
It levels your dead eye, bro. Like
Really?
a little.
yeah, doing
Yeah.
all the chores upgrades your dead eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
I
after
mean,
each
seriously,
time you
like,
do a chore.
I didn't do any, and I would have, and I would have done them too, and I would have loved it. But I didn't do them because you know why? You don't have to. So
Yeah, you didn't have to, and I don't have to stop in the middle of a ride to immediately brush my horse because he's dirty. I don't have to do that, but I just choose to.
You don't have to stop and wash your horse, but you do it.
But I don't want to. I did it. But I did it. I didn't want to do Gladiator. It sounded stupid with the sandals and the swords.
Skirts and sandals movie.
It sounded stupid as shit. It did nothing for me. So, but then I did it.
So I wrote this song for Inception. It's great, but it did nothing for me. Yeah. That's the new evolution. That's where this was all leading to.
I didn't want to
rolling it into arms. Yeah.
So I wonder, like, to what degree he doesn't want to do things in the cycle of not wanting to do things. Like, if he's like, at first Christopher Nolan called me, I didn't want to answer the phone, but then I answered the phone, and then he talked to me and said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I do not want to answer you," but then I answered him. And then, like,
it's like
a cycle of not wanting to do things.
Oh man!
And then I wrote this song called "Time," and I was like, I should record this, but I did not want to because I was just very busy. And then I did, and then they wanted to put it in the movie, and I did not want to, and then they did.
So much reluctance, Hans. So much reluctance. Why are you so difficult to work with, you brilliant bastard?
Anyway, the last of the quarterfinals. Here we go. We have Rain Man. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Really?
I don't know why I'm doing that. Sorry. Long, dramatic pause.
Yeah.
Versus Grave of the Fireflies.
Shit.
This is kind of a discussion, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and vote for Grave of the Fireflies. I mean, it's just a more powerful story, and I get more emotional when I think about it and watch it. So, Rain Man, sure, there's like effective, character evolutions, and there's great moments at the end there where, like, Tom Cruise's character, who starts off as a massive fucking dick, by the way,
he's
such
an
a
asshole in that movie. Yeah.
Terrible brother. Probably the worst brother.
Yeah.
Other than Loki in cinema.
Right.
Loki's a pretty good brother.
He does less murder. Yeah.
Yeah, but he really is the worst brother. Like, that's canon,
Yeah.
You really are.
He's adopted.
I love Loki, though.
Yeah.
I'd have fun with Loki if he was my brother.
He's the most charismatic murderer I've ever seen in film.
He is.
But in terms of, like, where he ends up and how he's, like, adamant about taking care of Rey, Rey is... I'm sorry, that's not... Is Raymond Dustin Hoffman's character, or do I have that mixed up?
I think Rey is Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Hold on. Figure this out.
No, Ray is Tom Cruise.
Oh, no. Ray is what?
Rain Man.
Ray is what Tom Cruise called Dustin Hoffman, right, when he was younger?
Oh, so
yeah, because Raymond and Rain Man are phonetically similar.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, yeah, I do remember saying Rain Man, but he didn't remember full on what it was from because, he didn't know his brother. But yeah, I like that he was adamant at the end about taking care of his brother, but then realizing, and that's what I like about the ending too. Like, if it was like happily ever after and they lived together, I would have been like, that's bullshit. But I like that he recognized that his brother has more needs than he's able to provide, and that's when that's love, man. That's familial, unconditional love is when you can recognize that somebody needs more help than you're able to provide, and take them to somebody that's able to provide it. But, then he's like, I'm going to visit you all the time and stuff. And he says it and you believe it, because his character evolved. And it's just effective. It's really good. But Fireflies, though, man, that movie will fuck you up.
It fucked me up.
Yeah, it fucked me up big time, dude. That's in terms of, I was just an emotional mess after that movie. And the movie tells you at the very beginning what the fuck happens. And it's just crazy, that how it ends, and the entire just seeing it all play out makes it worse somehow, for your emotions. Yeah. Yep. But that's just effective storytelling. So I'm going to go with Fireflies in this one. I think JD, you're next.
Yeah, it's going to be Fireflies for me too, man. I haven't gotten that sort of emotion out of a cartoon, and I know it's anime. Like, calling it a cartoon's probably not
go
fair.
Fuck yourself.
Sacrilege.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Hey, it's better than Jap movie. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's much better.
So,
thank you.
We're slowly progressing. I want redemption. I'm going to be the least racist person on this podcast.
Would you say you want Red Dead Redemption?
I wouldn't go that far.
What does that even mean, by the way? Like, I just don't want redemption. I want Red Dead Redemption.
I don't know. I don't get it.
It's really
Maybe
stupid.
we need to dive into that.
I don't
Kinda-
get that either because Red Dead Revolver had a character named Red in it, and there's no characters named Red referenced once in
Yeah.
either of these two sequels.
Yeah.
Pretty cool sequels, whatever.
They literally bought they acquired the name, and the brand was actually big enough where they were just like, yeah, we're just gonna take the brand name.
Fuck it, yeah.
Seriously, yeah, it's that. But
Yeah,
they acquired
makes
that
sense.
property. Yeah, Rockstar did.
It's interesting.
Makes sense.
But yeah, Revolver had some of that too, but there's like some of the open worldness in terms of you got to run around on a map, but there's like one person you'll run into every like mile. Every, I guess, whatever comparable to a mile on such a small map is.
Right.
Yeah, there's like barely any people, and obviously it looks shitty because it's old.
It looks shitty.
Cause it's old. Yeah. So your vote's Fireflies. So Fireflies moves on. Kyle, you're. We got 2 fucking animes here, man, in our semifinals. Who would have thought
crazy.
we'd seen the day on this podcast?
Never knew.
Yeah.
So
That you
progressive.
two racist people would.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
racist as fuck.
Look, if these people would just skim through the racist comedy and just
Yeah.
get to the good stuff, like we'd show that we're not actually racist. We care.
Can I
sort
just
of.
say about
We're
like
cultured.
Yeah.
if you decide to go explore your anime or whatever and watch, I would watch Grave of the Fireflies first because that will speak to everybody on like a
Sure.
universal level. And guess what? It's like an hour, 20 minutes maybe. So
Real
if you do
short.
watch it on like a Sunday and you got a lot of shit to do, it won't make a dent. So
I knew you were going.
I'm a dent.
had to sneak one in. All right. That
You
was
could
just
have
for
done it
my,
for Land Before Time, though. That would have been
Yeah, it would, and that made it-
last time.
de-
Better choice.
Little dent.
All right, so the semifinals. Here we go. This is fucking hard. This is very difficult. Roger Rabbit versus Akira.
Ooh.
And Kyle, you're first. I wonder. Kyle, what are you going to vote for?
Roger Rabbit versus Akira?
Yeah,
God damn.
I know, right?
I mean, I'm gonna go Akira, and I guess I'll speak a little bit of my piece. Akira's fucking rad, and it's a fucking onion. It's one of those movies that, like the if you jump into the manga or the comic or whatever, it's way more deep, and there's a lot more depth and stuff like that there because it's long form, So when the movies would come out and re-release every year, like the creator would add like 10 more minutes, like from the manga, So it was just like it was kind of always like this like thing that was being built. It wasn't always this 2.5 hour long, movie or whatever. There were a couple other versions that were a little shorter. I think they just added maybe 10 minutes, like kind of every version. I think there were 3 version upgrades. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to check that fact. But it was always kind of a big moment, like whenever it was re-releasing, and there was like, oh, there's 5 more additional minutes, and I was just like, I'm gonna go fucking catch that in theater. But yeah, we brought it up earlier. It's really impactful to a lot of like imagery in sci-fi that we know it today. It's a really complicated, crazy movie. You're gonna have to dig in and do a little homework. You're gonna have to rewatch it a little bit. But like upon those rewatches, you realize how vast the world is, how crazy everything is in this apocalypse, and this not apocalypse, but in this new world. It's definitely not an apocalypse. There's still a semblance of society going on, but like biker gangs run the streets, and like all the gangs have different
Dystopian in a way.
It's dystopian, very much so. But like, yeah, all the biker gangs they're like flamboyant, like the way that like Warriors was, you know what I mean? Like they all have like themes and like they're all on motorcycles, and like it's just like you really get to know like all the different like faction and stuff and who runs what streets and stuff and all this like background chatter and all this background image and stuff like that. You really start building a more vast and crazy world. I mean, like it's just commonplace that like psychics like exist in this world, and like they're being studied on in this corporation, and like they're kids. Some of them are kids. Some of them are kids that are like really aged. It's like it's all really weird. But like it's all the stuff is there. It's just you gotta like kind of sift through it. I remember having to watch this movie multiple times before the internet was even a thing. It's like it was it was me just being a kid trying to figure it out and too dumb to figure it out. But by the end of it, it's a fucking normal ass dude who just he's got the hottest bike in town. He's got access to some cool government grade weapons for whatever reason, and he's facing down like this guy who thinks he's God, who's basically God, who's so powerful he's basically God, you know. And they're using like orbital lasers from space to like shoot him, and like it gets so amazingly epic at the end in that third act when Tetsuo and Kaneda are fighting each other. It's cool, man. I just fucking love that third act. But the whole thing as a whole is just really inspiring to a lot of different genres today, and just a great movie, man. I fucking love Akira.
Yeah,
it's fine. All right. So that's your vote, and cool, I get to be asshole again. All right, so my vote's gonna go to Roger Rabbit. Sorry to JD.
Yeah,
and your parents. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Why are you apologizing to my parents?
I don't know, because they'll like
get it.
I don't know.
I just
all the stress that I'm putting them through for putting you in this situation. Because they clearly listen to this.
It's my mother does, actually.
I'm sure.
I called her out on saying something, when you call somebody out as a joke and they say something mildly racist and you're like, yeah, that was racist. She's like, I listen to your podcast. You say way worse shit. And I'm like, you got me there. Because it was something innocent. Like my sister was going to pick up furniture from a lady and she's like, and when I looked at the house on Google Maps, there's all these cars out there, and she's Mexican, so probably her whole family lives there. And I was like, that's fucking racist.
It's super racist. Yeah.
It's said innocently enough. Basically, what we're saying is we're going to a house with 12 people in it. Like, that's what she's saying. Yeah. We're going to a house with a large family in it. And, yeah, she pulled I listen to your podcast. You say way worse stuff than that. Everybody else is like, yeah, you say way worse stuff than that. And I'm like, God damn it.
We bring it out. We're the bad influence here. You're a saint like otherwise. You are a saint. Goddamn saint.
It's all y'all. It's all y'all.
It's us. It's y'all.
It's all y'all.
It's all y'all. Yeah.
So you're going.
I'm going with Roger Rabbit. I just think it's yes, I did listen to what Kyle was saying and everything, but it's just a more accessible movie for me. Like I just have a hard time with Akira. I mean, it's in my top 10 still for this year. Like, I respect everything it was doing, obviously, and the story is fucking out there. But it might be a little too out there for me, maybe, in terms of this matchup. So that's why I'm going with Roger Rabbit. I don't know why I'm doing the high voice. I'm sorry.
You're just uncultured. That's fine.
That's what it is.
That's all right.
That's what it is. So Roger Rabbit's my vote. Apologies to JD for putting this on you, but it's your vote.
No, that's cool. That's cool. This one's a little easier for me than I thought it would be going into it, because my new love for Akira is just surface level. I haven't done a whole lot of research yet on it, just what Kyle has kind of brought up in chat and stuff, and appreciative of it from a legacy standpoint, but dude, Roger Rabbit is just so personal for me, having watched it like religiously since I was a young kid, with my family and everything. So I've just had more experiences around that movie, and over time, I could see Akira kind of going up in the ranks, and maybe it being more of a fight for me. But for now, it's Roger Rabbit, man. Fucking love everything about that movie.
Man.
How dare you move this?
I'm sorry, man.
That I love, that I also love. How dare you both?
You know what? Too bad there's not two of you on the podcast, bro.
John C. Reilly came in for a guest.
Hey, yeah, there is. That's weird. Where did I get here? Anyway, y'all take care. All right, bye. All right, he just comes out. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it's a shame that Kyle hates Roger Rabbit, obviously, based on the rankings that he has.
What do you got against Toons, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy how 1988, a ton of, 3 of these movies are animated in our semifinals, yeah. And I guess you could argue there's some animation in Beetlejuice, but, it's like elementary, early CG, so it doesn't count.
Like the sandworms and stuff that are, obviously stop motion.
Yeah.
Bad stop motion,
which still looks good bad for the tone of the movie. Like it's still
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that way, but it's still pretty not great.
Pretty ripe. Yeah.
Fit. Yeah.
No. Sorry.
Her.
I
I started watching the Harry Potter movies that I haven't seen yet. Starting.
Oh man.
Yeah, and fucking Alan Rickman's just
oh my god, he is a treasure in those movies.
I cannot.
Harry Potter.
I feel really bad for having not watched them because I wrote them off because they were my sister's thing. And I was like, yeah, fuck this. But
you hate your sister, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, because she hates Mexicans and their families all living together. So fucking racist people. I'll buy furniture from you, but I'm gonna criticize your family dynamic.
Sorry. Anyway, the next matchup is Beetlejuice versus Grave of the Fireflies. Another fucking hard one. Why do we fucking do this fucking shit to ourselves? So JD, what's your vote?
Did you say Beetlejuice and Grave of the Fireflies?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, honestly, Grave of the Fireflies is probably one of the more like I was not expecting it. Like, I mean, you guys were like, get ready, it's a ride, but like in my head, I'm like, fucking no, it's not. like I appreciate what you're saying and I trust you, but no, like
probably not.
No, because I was squeezing this in. I squeezed it in between like Midnight Run and I think a little Red Dead action. Yeah, I mean, it fucking deeply affected me, man. Like it really did. And when you look at it from the perspective of those kids and everything, and it didn't matter that it was America that was attacking them. It wasn't about that. It was.
It barely was even about that.
You wouldn't have even known if you didn't know the context of it being World War II. If it was just they're in war, like you would not have known.
They could have been a Russian family or an American family, or it didn't really matter. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I cannot understate the amount of like love that I have for this movie and what it elicited out of me. But I mean, Beetlejuice just falls into that category, kind of like Roger Rabbit, where I mean, I've seen it 20 times with every member of my family, and personally, I can't be unbiased, and I have to go with that just because it means more to me. But I mean, I will still say that Grave of the Fireflies is a better movie, like quality wise. I just think that Beetlejuice is more like me.
No, it's a cucky vote. That's a very cucky vote.
Because how I'm going to say this is, since we're supposed to be voting objectively, I'm going to choose Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah, for every reason JD just said, I'm voting Grave of the Fireflies too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
I went with my heart.
I love Beetlejuice, and it's a really fun time, and like there were almost zero movies like it before it came out because Tim Burton was such a new thing.
Probably my favorite Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, same here. Like, I mean, next to like Ed Wood or something like that, which is such a departure even for him, Ed Wood, because of the black and white nature and how grounded it feels. But like Beetlejuice, like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, seriously, where did that come from? Like, up until 1988, there was nothing like that. So it's pretty wild how immensely enjoyable it still is. It holds up big time. Michael Keaton, again, one of this year we had like Big with one of the better comedic performances to ever happen in film, and then Michael Keaton with Beetlejuice as well.
Yeah,
it's pretty
Keaton
nuts.
Was like the man in the 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah, he was Mr. Mom and shit like that, and yeah.
Batman. I mean, good God.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's the thing. He did all that comedy stuff. And he did stand up too, even in the early '80s.
I didn't know he did stand up.
Yeah, he used to briefly. He did stand up. He was on Norm Macdonald, and he talked about it. The Norm Macdonald show on Netflix, which I enjoy. Not a lot of people do, but if you like Norm, you'll like it.
I like Norm. Yeah.
And if you liked his format from his previous show, you'll like it. Yeah. So like Michael Keaton being picked for Batman was like. That's like sacrilegious. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
He's a comedic actor, and he's short. So what the fuck is going on?
Fucking hired Johnny Dangerously to play fucking Batman.
Makes no sense. Beetlejuice is great, though. I really, truly, they keep mentioning, talks of doing a sequel. I just hope they never do one. I'm gonna be honest.
Me too. Yeah,
doesn't need it.
He's outside the age that I would want to see. Beetlejuice, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to see like wrinkly old as fuck Beetlejuice. Like, sorry, I just don't.
I know the makeup would cover a lot of that up. But.
Also, this will be jarring for a lot of people that might be seeing it for the first time, but like young Alec Baldwin.
Skinny as fuck.
Yeah.
What the hell?
He was, like the actual traditional definition of a sexy motherfucker. What the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when I was at the right age to see this movie, Winona Ryder totally did it for me. But she was like too young for me to say that now when I watch this movie. So
yeah, she
still does it for me now,
basically,
so,
at a young age.
Well, that's funny because she was a shoplifter.
She did that. She stole clothes. So
she stole clothes, and that was a deal breaker for me. When you steal clothes, you're no longer attractive.
She's a klepto.
But in terms of like emotional impact, and JD referenced so eloquently the quality being better. Anyway,
yeah. I mean, look, I totally was fair to my not fair vote.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not being objective. I just fucking love Beetlejuice.
And I had mentioned too. It helps if you watch it on English dubbing if you're a prude that doesn't want to read subtitles.
I watched it English dubbing.
I did too, and I thought it was actually really fucking well done.
I'm the Japanese anime cuck resident. I watch all my stuff dubbed. So just
interesting.
Everyone can get fucked.
So Fireflies.
I'm
normally
dyslexic.
it's like
I'm dyslexic. I read very slow, and I already have a hard time like keeping up with things that go on screen. So it's like I can't split my time,
especially when it's like anime and it's like you need to be watching what's happening.
The
on
action.
The screen.
Yeah.
That might have been my mistake with Akira. Was like, I'm gonna go subtitle and read to challenge myself.
What did you
do? The movie's
that?
already challenging. Like, why the fuck did I do that?
Oh man, the dub is so good.
Yeah, the American dub was fine for me.
Oh,
yeah,
cool. Because
really
sometimes
good,
it's hit and miss. Where like it depends on I don't know what the studio is, I guess, and the I guess that they can get for the voice acting. But like Grave of the Fireflies, they hired some tremendous American childlike voice actors and stuff.
Princess Mononoke also has an all-star like voice cast. Billy Bob Thornton's in that movie.
Holy shit! Yeah, it's huge. That's crazy. But yeah, Grave of the Fireflies, I mentioned before. It speaks a universal language, despite it being from a specific culture and about a specific country, and how that war impacted them. And I know the director is like, I never intended it to be anti-war, but you had to have some of that in the back of your mind when you told this story. I mean, it's okay to be. I think it's okay to be anti-war. Like, I think it's totally fine, especially when you're talking about collateral damage.
Right. Me too. Yeah.
So,
and I think that's what most people like. Really, when you boil down the root of that anti-war sentiment, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You just don't want bad things to happen to people that don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's really ultimately what it was about.
Right.
Or at least that's what I took to be the anti-war sentiment to be about. And it's not necessarily saying that war should have happened. It's just saying, look at all these innocent people that had nothing to do with the decision making. I think when we look back at
World War II, we're like, okay, we did the right thing, like as a whole, but to ignore the micro tragedies that happened within that would be ignorant, not telling the full story.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we bombed the fuck out of it. Like it was
it was unnecessary.
It's the greatest.
It was so unnecessary.
It's the greatest human atrocity that's ever been committed. And like
we did.
Well, we don't look at it that way, but it is. How many millions of little girls and little boys and moms and grannies and stuff like that did we murder? By dropping a bomb in the middle of a city like that. 2 of them.
Yep.
So it's just like, it's the movie doesn't dwell on that, like villainizing America or whatever, but people are scared. People are scared in this movie, man. And like you can really feel the terror, and people are, the amount of poverty and everything that the country was going through, and the lack of food and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like
just the day-to-day desperation, man.
Yeah,
you can't even wrap your brain around that unless. Like, none of us have ever worried about where our next meal was going to come from. Much less had somebody to care for and been more worried about them in that same time, and worried about bombs. And
you're all, it's funny because it always hits on like, like they felt like a burden to that family that took them in. And even like the mom was like overtly saying like, you guys kind of are a burden to us or whatever, which made them kind of run off to the bomb shelter or whatever. But like, it's just like we've all maybe felt that like that one time that we were a burden on someone or something like that.
Sure.
We had to carve our own path, and just a lot of relatable things going on in this movie. And it just doesn't end very well for anybody.
No, not at all.
It's just very sad and very real. And that moment when they're in the shelter and he shows up with food finally, and it's too much. in the right way.
It was already becoming too much when you were seeing his little. It's a sister, right?
Yeah.
You start to see his little sister. I don't know, because they just did such a good job in writing and voice casting that person to dub that American version, that it was like you were already starting to care for that person in a deeper way, to where like when you started to see them suffer and get sick from not eating, you were like, no, like it was already starting to bother me. So like, yeah, when that shit happened, it was just like, oh, god damn it, it was so heartbreaking. And that the brother or whatever, his reaction to it too was like, yeah, I don't know, just killed me even more.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's a rough movie,
and I guess
it's so worth it.
I guess the punctuation on it is, well, at least you can be happy in the afterlife or whatever.
Yeah, right.
That's like shitty, but also beautiful. Like it's just
they're still somewhat happy at the end because there's a reuniting, but like it's just like but this world didn't really work out for you.
Right.
Like it's just you never had a good day, or it was just good moments.
God, unreal. So the finals then is Roger Rabbit versus Grave of the Fireflies, and that's can we just rule it a tie, or can we just do that?
It's a tie.
It's a tie.
Two cartoons. That's weird. I called it cartoons. I see what I did.
Oh wow.
Oh man, I can't.
You did it.
You guys, Americanism is running.
You lose
off
your
on me.
anime fan card now.
Good.
Yeah, it's one of them cartoons.
It's one of them Saturday morning things.
like the turtles that are they fucking ninjas, or I don't get it.
It's like fucking Gumby,
You almost made me spill wine all over the microphone. Fucking Gumby.
Which is it's like nothing like Gumby, because there's nothing like Gumby. Yeah, that's crazy.
God damn.
It's like Shaun the Sheep is like Gumby, It's like that weird animation style.
Gumby is like a fever dream.
Yeah,
like it's just the weirdest
wild
cartoon. Yeah,
that's so weird.
Wallace and Gromit type shit. Yeah. Speaking of which, I found out there's a Shaun the Sheep sequel coming out next year, and I'm actually excited about it because that first movie was fucking enjoyable as shit.
Ain't that about a something?
I know, man. I was really surprised, because Shaun the Sheep 2-3 years ago, whenever it came out, got nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, really? And there's like no spoken words in it and stuff, and I just enjoyed the shit out of it. Enjoyed my time with it. Hour-and-a-half movie.
I've never seen it.
It's really, really fun, man. I was surprised because the trailers just didn't show well, and I don't know if that's like a British thing where they just don't make good trailers over there, or this type of movie they just don't make good trailers for. But it was so fucking good. And it, it had a heart to it too and stuff like that. But yeah, so like that's a surprising movie. Anyway, I'm just prolonging my vote. I think I'm just gonna go ahead for all of the deeper discussions that we just had for Grave of the Fireflies. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one.
God damn it!
I feel bad.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I feel bad for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is definitely my number one in terms of like, I'm gonna watch this one from now until the end of time.
Yep.
Maybe even once a year, maybe twice a year, because it's just that damn enjoyable and still holds up. And it's like unprecedented, the stuff that they did with the animation and stuff. But I'm going for deeper movies nowadays, man. Like and stuff that can like inspire discussion and maybe even debate and stick with you longer. And I feel like Grave of the Fireflies is that movie. Whereas Roger Rabbit, I can't really pinpoint the depth to that movie. Like,
what conversation are you having? Like, what's the debate?
Well,
like,
other than how cool was that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right. Whether the shoe death was sad or not.
Yeah.
You know?
whether the big eyes on Christopher Lloyd was creepy or not, which it fucking was.
Yeah.
What we have here is a social commentary on accepting those that are different than you. Okay,
it's about industrialism and building freeways.
Oh my god!
You see, the puppy was industry.
The puppy, society.
Society. Yeah, that's right. He was society.
He does the
industry.
air quotes. Yeah,
that was a revolution, my friends.
That was a revolution.
Nip High football rules, or whatever he says.
Did you see that
football
guy's
rules?
balls? They were weird looking.
Oh my god, I gotta watch Billy Madison again.
Man, am I
this is
really
making me
glad
wanna
I
do.
called that guy.
Man, my God, I call that exactly.
I like how he's like Steve Buscemi is just casually and believably going, yeah, no problem, don't worry about it,
No problem.
Yeah, right.
and then crosses his name off a hit list. It's so fucking
it's
good.
So great.
Puts the lipstick on.
Yeah.
Says back to
What the
Duran
fuck?
Duran or Dua Duran, whatever.
Oh my god, that's fucking wild. That movie,
No
I still
milk.
love it.
Will ever be our milk. What about you, Sideburn? Do you want some of this milk? Rather have a beer.
All the old Doyles like die. You know, like
Yeah.
Doyle, I got a feeling you and your whole family are going down.
Right now, I got to study.
I like how you kids like them extra sloppy. Extra sloppy. Get it out of here, lady. You're creeping us out.
Mortal
my
Kombat for Sega Genesis is the best game ever.
I disagree.
disagree.
I think it's Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, while a very good game, is not as good as Donkey or whatever. The
Yeah.
fuck it's-
Donkey
Donkey Kong
sucks.
sucks. You
You know something? You suck.
You suck.
I love that it deteriorates immediately into Donkey Kong sucks.
I mean, that's a typical third grade argument. Man.
Yeah, even
You
though
know,
they
and
were
now-
having like a civil and like rational and intelligent discussion about
Yeah.
games literally a second before that.
Fortunately, now all of us in this country are having third grade level arguments
Yeah.
online.
Absolutely.
No, we're not,
Yeah.
JD. What are you trying to say? All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, I mean, you fucking suck. Or whatever.
Both of your
Anyway,
faces
Grave of the
are gross.
Fireflies is my vote. Good luck, JD.
Whatever. Am I going to be the asshole that goes
Yep.
for
Yes.
a different movie other
Yep.
than this
Yep.
one
Yep.
again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. You beat me into submission. Grave of the fucking Fireflies.
Yeah.
God
Oh,
damn
so
it.
you get the vote.
A goddamn anime movie won for
You
this
know,
podcast.
just
I
one-
feel so happy for Kyle right now. This is like redemption for not No Country for Old Men. That one won.
For
Children
once,
of Men. This is like a redemption a little bit.
This is it. You guys, I did it.
I voted for the
Put
Jap
one to the
movie.
top.
The
Did
Jap. Stop calling it the goddamn Jap movie. What are you trying to do? Get us pulled off of iTunes? Jesus.
Is it really going to do that?
I don't know. They did it to Alex Jones. I figure we're the same as him.
Frog DNA.
Make frogs making you gay.
A frog licking out there.
You know, I think if that were to happen, then we could piggyback on Alex Jones's conspiralism. Conspiralism, that's a word.
Yeah, it's totally a
We
word.
can have him speak on our behalf. And your inner tournament of champions got pulled and and that would just get us some great pub, man.
What happened to freedom of speech? Okay.
Exactly.
Um,
Thanks, Alex. You're a champion.
You're our champion.
big
Yeah.
tough guy. Oh, you're gonna rough me up.
Oh, I
All right.
love that. Oh my God, that interview keeps interrupting.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And Marco Rubio's just like, hey, seriously, dude, who are
like-
you?
Please get out of my. I don't like
Yeah,
know.
I don't know who you are.
You're
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
get me
know
out of here. You're gonna. It's freedom of speech, brother.
Yeah, but you could answer the question about the Chinese and the industrial complex.
Like what?
He's just like making
Dude,
no
rambling,
sense. It's so good.
It might be my favorite
Oh,
thing in the
man.
world. Just
Yeah.
watching him like just try and act like he's the victim. Like,
Right.
oh no, you told me he was gonna beat me up. You know.
And he looks at the other reporters like, you see, this guy's not answering my questions, and
Yeah.
they're like, well, what?
Dude, yeah, you're a fucking joke. So you know.
I think our next episode is going to be top 10 most anticipated 2019 games. We're going to do games first.
I can do this now because there's a legit chance I can play them.
You can play them all.
Oh my god!
By God. Sorry.
Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Wizards.
Wizarding. Where'd that
That's what
come
I'm going
from?
to call it.
The Wizarding World of Wizards that
Wizards.
wizard.
Go.
The wizarding world of magically magic.
Yeah.
The Wizarding World of poor ass storytelling.
You know,
All right.
Have you guys
Wizarding
ever?
world of dropped continuity.
Why is Dumbledore suddenly hot and young?
Yeah, why
Right.
is he so hot and young? God, what an
You know what?
awful
It's
10
more
years
like-
that guy had. Like,
Dumbledore turned into Barney Stinson, basically. He
I'm-
suited up.
I'm gonna bet money, like in the fourth or fifth movie, whatever that's supposed to be the final one for Fantastic Beasts, that like Grindelwald casts a spell on him when they have a duel. Because
And it
that's the
just
thing;
makes
it's
him
building
look
up to
old as
this
fuck.
epic duel, and then it leaves him like old as dicks. It turns him into the other actor.
that'd be so funny. It's like,
That
so
would be
see?
hilarious.
You should have just waited, see? And like JK's like all pissed about it. Fuck
Yeah.
off, yeah.
JK's like, "See, I had a plan." No, you didn't.
I had a fucking plan.
There are a
you
lot of
fucking
people
ass.
theorizing that the big reveal at the end is a lie. I'm like, that's a hell of a lie to end your setup movie on.
That's what they all say about Ray's parents also. So
Well, I mean, that's true, but like the movie doesn't end on that.
it's true. Yeah.
You know, like from what I understand, the Grindelwald big reveal, that's like right at the end of the movie, right, Jeff?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and then it's roll
so
credits.
that's like
it's meant to
the
be an
last
Empire
case.
Strikes Back type of reveal, and it doesn't hit the same at all.
No.
Especially
It's
because like you're like, how did Grindelwald get that knowledge when the whole time he was stringing somebody else along to get that knowledge for him? That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Anyway, that really frustrating movie, and people that are like, if you complain about it, you're just a crybaby. It's like, oh, congratulations, you don't care about the story of the Wizarding World. Great.
Yeah,
Good for
right.
you. Because that's what reeled me in was the story, like, and the characters. Like,
How many crimes does Grindelwald commit?
like
in the
2,
movie?
he vapes. That's
So he
one.
does 2.
He vapes.
So
Oh, that's a crime. That's a crime.
so in the series, there are how many fantastic beasts and the locations of these beasts, and how many crimes do we see? Because it seems like it's not living up to the titles.
Yeah, there are more in the first one. There are more locations that Newt
Scamander.
has to find beasts in than there are
Okay.
crimes that we see Grindelwald commit.
Okay, so the
he kills
ratio-
like a whole
so we are
family in
dropping.
one scene, and that's it.
Okay.
Other
And
than-
that's one singular crime, really.
Right. And then in the first movie, because spoilers on that movie, like Colin Farrell is. Wait, did you watch the first one?
No, I'm going to once I finish the Harry Potter movies.
Oh,
which
well,
I've
then I'll
got,
shut up.
I've got Half Blood Prince and then the Deathly Hallows
Yeah.
to watch next.
But I don't remember any of like the crimes from the first one that Grindelwald might have committed that led to
Okay.
his like impossibly like he's like in seclusion, and I don't know. They cut his tongue out and shit at the beginning of the second movie. Not they say they cut his tongue out. Obviously they didn't through like magic or whatever. That's the that's the whole fucking problem with the movie is like they just say because magic and they just expect you to go along with it, and you're like, well, I don't understand. Like there's so much magic happening that I'm like, I don't understand anything that's happening right now because you've never shown me this before in a Harry Potter movie.
Right. Okay.
It's confusing.
Yeah,
But the
I mean,
first
at
one is
least
very
that-
enjoyable. It's more
at
character
least-
driven.
At least with Star Wars, you know, like the changes to the Force and everything, you're like, no, this is just evolving what we already know.
Yeah.
Like this is reshaping canon, and it doesn't undo anything that happened before.
No, it doesn't.
because this is all happening after. So
Yeah, I don't understand the Star Wars. I mean, if you want to complain about Star Wars
It's-
prequels, that's your prerogative.
It's
It's
but-
just
people
because
just
of
want to
the-
drag in another big popular thing into their popular thing to justify.
yeah,
the
it's
popular
Yeah.
another
thing.
pop
That's-
culture icon, and it's loud millennials online screaming about shit, and so they're chalking the rage up
Right.
to Star Wars level. And
That's the thing with social media. It gives fuckfaces a voice.
yeah, and democracy, but whatever.
This is America. All right. So that's it for this episode. That's our next episode. Is most anticipated games for next year. And which includes Red Dead Redemption 3. No, I'm just kidding.
If they rushed that game out and did a yearly thing like Assassin's Creed, I'd fucking kill them. That's so dumb. Give me DLC.
DLC.
DLC. Even though Assassin's Creed has stepped back from the yearly release thing now, right?
Yeah, well, they've done 2 years in a row again now, but they were both really the strongest entries in the series ever. So
Right. Okay. All right.
after a 2-year break, yeah.
All right. I want to play them eventually.
Yeah, Odyssey is good. I just need to play it more, or else I'm going to come
Odyssey's
off
great.
like a bitter person for putting it
do you
low.
think mechanically or anything that I need to play the previous one at least? Because I've played like
zero. No, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
okay.
I don't
Odyssey
keep
is
up
like
with
its
the- I
own
don't
thing.
keep up
Because I
with
know
that
there's no like
stupid story at
continuity
all.
other than the apparatus that they
this
use.
is the
to
most
do this
prequel.
stuff.
This is the earliest in the timeline, so nothing is referenced because it can't be.
Gotcha.
I think
Okay.
in Origin, there's like a female character introduced or something like that carries over into Odyssey from the future timeline, which I don't.
Oh yeah, which I skip over.
but
You
who
don't
cares
even
about that
care
shit? Yeah, that's the stuff that nobody cares
Whenever
about.
you flash over to like the future stuff, just know that anything that's going on there is not interesting, and don't worry about it.
Okay. Got it.
The fact that it's still a fucking thing is just upsetting to me.
It's so stupid to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you
All
can
right.
make this work without all that. Whatever, that's fine.
Probably work better without all that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you can play both of those games, which I hear Origin. I didn't play a lot of it, but I hear it's fucking great from like Kyle and others.
Yeah,
You could play
Odyssey's
that
great.
and Odyssey, and both are different, somewhat different experiences from each other, and also from others in the franchise.
And
Yeah.
Origin, is that open world too?
Yes.
Or is that a
They all are. Yeah.
Okay.
Every single one of them. Yeah.
Because I get the same when I tried to play the original Assassin's Creed. I get like 3 hours into the game and then I quit and I never go back.
Yeah, that was me with the first few. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe it was having to play on mouse and keyboard. Doesn't feel like it's a really good mouse keyboard game.
That was me with Black Flag. I didn't.
It's like a nightmare.
Yeah, I tried
that
playing
game
that on keyboard and mouse, and I was like, this doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But even though Black Flag I did enjoy for the time that I did play it, in terms of like what it was trying to do, but I just couldn't figure out the controls for.
Yeah.
Not figure out, but like I just didn't adjust to them well.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely recommend like Odyssey. I mean, if we're talking about playing most recent, yeah, I recommend that one.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be on my list for sure. I mean, obviously, I've got quite a backlog, and I've just got God of War, so I have that to get through.
Yeah, you'll be on that for a while, man. You will be on that. Whew.
Yeah, I got to get because I got like
it's
5
a game
hours
that like it's
my
that one
over at my brother-in-law's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That one is like because it's got like a continuous take strategy to it.
Yeah.
You won't know when to put it down. You'll just want to keep going with it. So like.
Yeah,
there's an urgency to
I
it
love
that's
that.
like, all right, let's go a little bit further, and then we'll pause it, and then there is none of that feeling at all. Like you want to pause it and stop.
It kind of does what Red Dead did too, where
Yeah.
like everything just bleeds together so seamlessly. Even though you kind of know when you're getting into a scene in Red Dead because
it tells you mission completed or whatever.
Sure.
And God of War does that too, but it's like less obvious, and the missions are much longer.
yeah,
And they just go right into the next one. There's no like cutscene new mission. You know,
Right.
It's just like, okay, your next whatever point in the map is over here.
And would y'all? Because I don't remember what I did my save over there. I normally do normal for my first one, not play for a story.
I did play for a story,
Okay.
and it was more fun. Those are just more fun to me.
Okay.
But I'm a little bitch.
Is the combat pretty ridiculous? Like later on in the game?
I mean, I never found it hard, but I'm good at this.
Yeah,
types
it
of
never
games.
gets
I played
hard
Dark
on.
Souls, so like
Yeah.
it's
I
hard
mean,
to
yeah,
separate,
I've
so.
played that game multiple times and fucked my life every time.
Once you adjust to the combat and develop a pattern with your evades and how to attack and when to attack, like I just throw my axe all the fucking time.
Oh sure, yeah. I mean that's what I did in my
Yeah.
my limited time with it. Was I only got like 2 or 3 bosses, I think.
Yeah,
anyway.
it never gets hard once you develop like a pattern with it.
Okay.
So normal is probably good, but I just never did that myself because I just love the story so much.
Yeah.
It's so good. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Follow us on EoC Pod on Twitter and Letterboxd, and fuck your face. And thanks for listening. What did I say? All right, see you guys later. Oh, bye.